So we can do what's Hondo on the mic. From Leo's Paradise, random stream drop like a Dragon Ball fight. No lie, plan stream stacking up, but here's a twist in time. Freestyling on the deck like Luffy's punchlines. Up the channels faster than Zoro sword swings. Gaming pop culture, it's the chaos he brings. Talking movie reboots, superhero hype. Hondo passing the mic, now Bishop's in sight. Cutting punch clean, frame by frame, I align. Laying bass lines heavy, keep the rhythm divine. Dropping fire videos, can't keep up with the pace. Pass the mic back, Leo's leading the chase. Off the rails, no script, just a freestyle ride. Nerdcore king, let the randomness collide. Playing a nod, Leo's got the flow to entice. It's words of paradise, the chaos comes to life. No script, just a freestyle ride. Nerdcore king, let the randomness collide. Planning on Leo's got the flow to entice. It's words of paradise, the chaos comes to life. No script, just a freestyle ride. Nerdcore king, let the randomness collide. Planning on Leo's got the flow to entice. It's words of paradise, the chaos comes to life.
Welcome back to the lunch hour. How are all you vital idols doing? Was almost late to my own stream. Today. Should have set everything up yesterday, but I had a feeling, hey, maybe some news will drop. Without realizing I already had everything set up that I needed, because we've got plenty to talk about. Asmongold dropped a video, not a clip from a stream, actual video. Leaflet being leaflet, and then obviously the big thing is that Miia reacted to my video, so we're going to check out her reaction and see what it's like. So much going down, and so little time to do it, because oh whoops, I gotta get you guys on screen. I don't even have the chat up. Where's the chat? There we go. I'm a professional. There it is. There it is. Alrighty. Bingo, bango, bongo. As I was saying, because it's Wednesday. Not only is it Wednesday, it's April 1st, which is not April Fool's Day. It's Mario Baby Day. Mario Day, baby. There we go. Mario Day. Already got my tickets to see Super Mario Bros. 2. Can't wait. Showing is at 4:40, which means I gotta be wrapped up here by about 3:30. It's gonna be a good day. Let's see what we got up in this bitch. I see St. Hugo. Shout out. Matt Stampert is here. Gal Harriman. Sleeping Nova. IB to EB. And then UAF Omega starting us off with a 5-banger. You'll love to see it. If you hang out to the end of the stream, Leon will post the link to his used underwear merch sale celebrating his 10K sub milestone. Unday Fun Day.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
There is probably some individual, some sick degenerate out there that watches me, hopefully a lurker, who would pay for that. I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying that probably does exist. I'll be the EB. How you doing? We got Tyson Nas, member for 2 months. Shout out. Hail Vital Idols. Hail Leon. Hope y'all's day is been well. I've been playing OG RE4. You've been playing one of the GOATs. One of the GOATs. Excellent use of a member chat. To use a member chat to say you've been playing Resident Evil 4 OG, well done. Who else we got up in here? Eagle Lord, Dallo Greenskin, thank you very much. Says, congrats on 10K, my wigga. Shout out, thank you. Patrick Rocks is up in this bitch. Lessus Games is here. Junebug, what is up, Junebug? Fallen Angel, Straight Sid Mail, Jeremy Root. Hey! Also, my birthday, okay, this Saturday. Well, then, bitch, I'll tell you happy birthday on Saturday. Jump with the gun up in here. It's fucking Wednesday, fool. You there? Are you a woman? Are you a woman? Do you do the whole my birth week? Nah. Tell me on Saturday. Or Friday if I don't stream Saturday. I don't know. We'll see. But no, happy early birthday, dude. Mass Hysteria. Shout out. Mass Hysteria is here. Roman. Rohaman. Luffy John Jr., El Mervov, Zelozi, Sonic the Hedgehog 1606. Great, perfect. Then you wouldn't have a problem donating to the Sonic Fan Conversion Camp Fund. Send me to Sonic Fan Conversion Camp. Fractal Mage is here. Shout out. Janice Landers, thank you very much for that happy 10K. Appreciate you. Did I miss anybody? Then I got Sleeping Nova. Then I got Patrick Roxas. I think that's everybody. Scrap Gamer, shout out. Ravnad Scubala. Nini is here. Appreciate you, Nini. Michael Doberman, shout out. 55 of you guys watching, and we have been live all of like 5 fucking minutes. Well, as usual, it's the lunch hour. Hope y'all get plenty of protein. You know, your boys got that green tea with literally 0 sugar, 0 additives, nothing, just straight green tea. Help the gut biome, and let's get going. Obviously, I want to cover the Miia reaction. I do. But, truthfully told, Elmer Lott with a 2-banger. What's the Sonic conversion camp thing goal? It's... Alright. I won't... I don't know if you've noticed. I always put something stupid in my goal bar. It was anti-Jewish propaganda fund one time. It was, like something about, feminists versus British people one time. I just put stupid shit there that I think is funny. I'm gonna be real. I just think it's stupid shit. I'm not there just listening. Well, shout out Hayden. How you doing, homie? So yes, the joke is, we reached the goal. You guys can send me to conversion camp to no longer be a Sonic fan. Obviously, that would never fucking happen. But thank you for the 2-banger. Thank you for the 2-banger. What's up, the Speedrunnist? What's up, Aztec? Again, I see Hayden in there. Nicodemus is here. Alrighty. So like I was saying, we will get to the Miia stuff. We will get to me reacting to Mia's reaction of me. That seems like some fun streamer react stuff. But I got to talk about this because I have no idea what it is aside from it's a PSA about misinformation. Asmongold put out a PSA about misinformation, and you know it's a serious video. You know it's a serious video. How do you know it's a serious video, chat? Can you tell me? Can you tell me how you know that this is going to be a serious Asmongold video? There's a couple of tells. There's a couple of dead giveaways. What's the goal? You to purchase and wear a Sancho medallion? Never. I will never wear the Sancho medallion. That is cursed. That is evil. Never. By the way, first one to mention it, correct. Potato cam. Edmund Weber got it right. He broke out the potato cam. The potato cam, and his hair is down. This is gonna be a serious video. Let's go.
Hi guys, it's me again, and today I thought we'd talk a little bit about misinformation on the internet. I thought that, I don't know, now would be a good time. So in the past 2 or 3 years, I don't know about you guys, but I have seen such a massive, dramatic 10x multiplier amount of videos on the internet that are either totally fucking fake, misleading, or anything else in between, sometimes even both.
Have you guys? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm crazy. I mean, there's misinformation all over the internet. I'm not saying there isn't. But I don't really think it's any more in the last 2 or 3 years than in the last, say, 4 or 5 years. Like, I'm already going to split hairs with Asmongold here. Has it really gone up that much in the last 1 to 3 years than the last 4 to 5 years? I just don't see it.
And I know I hear people sometimes say, oh, well, I don't see as many AI videos anymore. Yeah, I wonder why. And so anyway, I think this is what's happened, is that there is so much misinformation, there is so many people trying to mislead you, trying to cause you to think something that isn't true, trying to manufacture a false consensus. It's like the dead internet theory is almost reassuring, because at least that means that nobody else would be harmed. But
okay, that's kind of a baller line, though. Asmongold he just dropped the bar. Dead internet theory is actually reassuring because it means nobody else will be harmed. That's kind of a bar, bro. Well done, Asmongold. Well done. I respect it. I do. I respect it. And by the way, that goes for this whole Japanese-American friendship on X. I'm sure y'all have seen it. all the tweets, all the crossbreeding between Japanese and American X, how our cultures are coming together to be the supreme MAGA racist rulers of the world. I want y'all to understand that is a psyop. Now, it's a dope-ass psyop. It's a psyop that I'm very happy to be a part of. But it is still a psyop. Elmer involved with a two-banger. April 1st, only day people are critical on news. That's absolutely true. And if I was to reiterate my point that I made on X, it's April Fool's Day, so make sure to go out and tell a tranny they pass. Thank you for the two-banger,
There
Murboth.
are a lot of people on the internet that are being let off a fucking cliff by an AI video that didn't even exist. And so what I think the really, like, the point where I think the biggest flashpoint for this for me has been the recent conflict in Iran, is that everybody is making up bullshit about this. It's like I'll watch a video and I'll be like, oh, well, what's going on here? Is this happening? Nope, it was in 2021. Oh, is this happening? Nope, that was...
Again, that's not new. That's not, they've been doing this shit. They did this during the like Trump's initial run back in 2015, 2016. They were playing old videos. What was, I bring this example up all the time when they were covering the war in Ukraine. Like during the Biden administration, they were covering the war in Ukraine, and I think it was like was it CNN or was it BBC? I think it was BBC. Tried to pass off like Arma 2 or Arma 3 footage as actual fucking war footage. They didn't think that you would notice. They didn't think that gamers, the most autistic type of nerds, except for the nerds who like trains, would notice video game footage being passed off as real war footage on the BBC. So yeah, this is nothing new. This is nothing new.
Is in Ukraine. Oh, is this happening? Nope.
I see you guys are sad about the Japanese psyop thing. I need you to understand. I need you to understand something. This doesn't mean you'll never get your waifu. The best psyops, and we talked about this on Tinfoil Haters, so it means some of you guys ain't been watching the conspiracy show. Shame the fuck on you. The best psyops, the most successful psyops, are the ones that have about 70% truth to them. Because it makes it way more easy to believe that 30% that can be fudged. So you gotta understand that what this whole Japanese America Twitter shit, it is a psyop, but it's a good psyop. Don't give up hope, weebs.
That's actually not even fucking real. And then, oh, as a bonus, is this happening? It's actually Arma 3, the video game.
Beat him the fuck to it, son! Beat him the fuck to it! That's right! That Arma 3 shit, bro. It is raining outside, and I thought my fans were getting real hot. Nope, that's just the rain. I beat him to it!
And so what I think has happened is that you've had so many of these different types of manipulations, and why are they happening? Why do we have all of these manipulations? Well, it's very simple. Behavior follows incentives. How many of these manipulations are not being paid? The overwhelming majority of them are being paid for this. So they're making money off of misleading people.
Why no Tinfoil Haters yesterday? So like full disclosure, that Sonic the Hedgehog video I worked on, the response from Miia, that took like that entire video making process was about an 18-hour process from scripting to recording, and then the editing job on that was the editing was about 14 hours by itself. I started editing at 12-hour process. I started editing around 11. No, it was about 14 hours. Started editing around 9:30-ish p.m. Monday night. I started editing around 9:30 p.m. on Monday night. I did not finish editing that until 11:30 a.m. Tuesday morning. I needed sleep, so I just did not have time to do the research for a Tinfoil Haters topic. So that was why no TFH yesterday. Don't worry, TFH will be back next week. Plus, Cindy was sick. She would have had to cancel anyway. Cindy was sick. She would have had to cancel anyway. She told me as such. She had to cancel her stream, the whole nine. So between me pulling an all-nighter editing and Cinevere being sick, I figured it was probably just best to cancel the show rather than give you guys a subpar show. So that just so yeah, that's why there was no TFH. But don't worry, it'll be back next week like normal.
And big surprise, you're upset that they're misleading people. Of course they are. They are following an incentive. And I think that that incentive is the strongest on Twitter. I know that they're trying to fix this, but unfortunately, to the extent that you have basically this is what I think Twitter should do, because I think that AI and fake information on Twitter is the absolute worst. I think it is the worst platform for fake information. And
No, I disagree. The worst platform for fake information is CNN, is Fox News, is MSNBC, is MSNBC, is the BBC. Because the fake information coming from the legacy medias, their viewer audience, the boomers, they believe that shit. Yes, obviously people believe stuff on X and whatnot as well, but you'll always have autistic people on X that are debunking claims. You just gotta be smart enough to go into the comments, to actually read through, to fact check, to see whether or not it's been community noted, stuff like that. So I would actually say that while X might have more misinformation because it's got more people, more news, all of that, it's also got more real information.
Again, it's text message, image, and you can effectively turn off replies. There's a lot of ways that you can do it and have people not really notice whether you're lying to them or not. What they need to do is they need to change it into something like the YouTube.
Do I consider that 216 views for the Sun video? Do I consider that good? It's not okay. So it was absolutely good for reaching a whole new audience. Mia gave me a shout out. She shared the video out. Because of that video. Excuse me, because of that video, we hit 10,000 subs yesterday. Actually, blew past it. We went from 9,970 to 10,020. So basically, like 60, 70, whatever new subs, in 24 hours. So even if the views on the video numbers wise are relatively average, and I would consider that relatively average, it's overall, it's a win. It brought in a lot of new people. Mia brought in a lot of new people. So overall, even if the views are average, all the things that come with those views are a W.
Partnerships program, where you don't automatically default somebody a payment option, you don't automatically default somebody a revenue plan. They have to earn that and then have that given to them by going through a series of checks and rigor. Because whenever you
thank you very much, chat. I see all the congratulations in the chat. Thank you.
The 900th different anti-Israel or anti-Iran account that's posting images of either Ukraine or Israel getting bombed, saying it's either Iran or Israel or the opposite, right? And so basically that's what I think is really happening, is that people are responding to incentives. They're seeing that basically making and pushing out fake information is something that has almost zero consequences. And I think that this is also you've got a whole
zero consequences for them, the people making it, until they get called out for it. Let's be real. How many people did you follow on X that you trusted and you believed in? Everybody at one point or another had a Ben Shapiro phase, right? If you hear in this chat today, then odds are 70% chance at one point or another you had a Ben Shapiro phase. Now, maybe it was back in 2016 during the Ben Shapiro destroys SJW feminists. That arc, that was the good old days. And now look at him. He's no different than he was ever back then, but we're smarter now because of the advent of paying more attention. We realize what a stooge and toady for Israel he really is. So it's not that there's zero consequences. There are consequences. People lose faith in you if you have a big platform and you're caught being fake. Yeah, Jupak Shakur, exactly.
Accountable for this, and by yourselves, I'm talking about myself as well, is that really when we find out that somebody's posting something that's bullshit...
Yep, intellectual dark web, yep. The intellectual dark web was Sam Harris, Joe Rogan, Dave Rubin, Jordan Peterson, Ben Shapiro. I feel like there was a couple of others that I'm missing, but yeah, I absolutely remember the intellectual... the Weinstein brothers, Eric and something Weinstein... Eric Weinstein, and I don't remember his brother's name. But yeah, they were in there.
And I think it's one of the unfortunate realities of the extremely fast 24-hour news.
I don't think the Krasensteins were part of the Sargon was there. I don't think the Krasensteins were part of the intellectual dark web. I could be wrong, but I don't think the Krasensteins were part of the because the Krasensteins didn't pop up until later. Krasensteins around the time of the intellectual dark web were They were like a Justin Bieber fan account or something. I don't think they were the Cries and Sneezes we know him yet. Matt Walsh wasn't part of the IDW. Like, he sort of got lumped in there because of Ben Shapiro being it. They sort of use Daily Wire as a whole, but no, I don't think Matt Walsh is part of the IDW.
Well, do you remember when Obama kind of like said that there might be aliens on a podcast, and like this was a huge big deal? Yeah, that was last month. That might as well have just not happened. Let's think.
No, excuse me, Eric and man, what is his brother's name? It's really bothering me. Anyway, Eric and what's his name, Weinstein, not to be convinced with Weinstein, were leftists. One was they weren't leftists, they were liberals. They were actual true liberals. One was a evolutionary biologist, one was a mathematician who started noticing all the wokeness and issues going on in campus before we even had the term woke, by the way. This is back when it was still just SJW culture. Back in like 2016, 2017, around there.
About the time that, Trump obviously released the Epstein files. How many people are talking about the Epstein files now? Substantially less than what they were. And you can check this all by Google Trends if you're unsure about any of this.
Oh, yeah, Christina Hoff Summers. I haven't watched her in a while. Yeah, Christina Hoff Summers. She was great. I need to see what... I wonder if she's still putting out banger videos. Christina Hoff Summer was great. Yeah, Eric Weinstein... Weinstein was the one that got chased off campus. And then the older brother was the mathematician. Brett Weinstein was the one that was. I think I'm mixing up the brothers' names. I think Brett was the one that was chased off campus. He was the evolutionary biologist, and Eric was the mathematician. I had him flipped. Thank you.
That there's never any room for, not only is there no room for corrections, but there's also no room even for accountability. And what's really happened is that people, instead of questioning what they're seeing, they just move on to the next thing. And so there's never any accountability whenever a news source gets something wrong, whenever they say something that's inaccurate.
He is absolutely correct here. Zero accountability. Like, CNN, how many times in the last, let's just do calendar year. Let's just do calendar year. Last 365 days. How many times has CNN been caught lying? Spoiler alert. The answer would be every day of the last 365 days. And what's the consequences? None. Asmongold is absolutely correct here.
There's never an evaluation as to whether, was this done on purpose? Was it done out of just a mistake? Was it done out of haste? Why did this happen? And it's never discussed at all. And I think this is a huge problem. And the reason why is because if you have people...
Yep, the vax is 99% effective. Yep.
Future performance. Guess what? If somebody is regularly posting bullshit, guess what they're going to post after that? Probably more bullshit. So what happens is that people are listening to this, they're paying attention to it, and then they see, oh my god, it's another piece of shit. It's another thing that's not even true. And people they're never able to connect the dots here. And so not only does the audience not hold them accountable.
Straight to the mail. I mentioned Fox News earlier. Yes, I'm no Fox News fan whatsoever. All of them. All of them are, and frankly, the Daily Wire is controlled opposition. Whether people want to admit it or not, Daily Wire is controlled opposition. Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, BBC, Daily Wire. They're either all opposition or all controlled opposition. Every single one of them.
I care. And this is another big issue. I've talked about this before. I don't want to get into it too much. But critical thinking is dead. Critical thinking is dead, and we have killed it. And the way that we have killed it is with dogmatic, ideological, thinking that effectively behaves like a religion. People have replaced, Christianity or Islam with,
InfoWars is not controlled opposition. That's how you know InfoWars was legit. Because they find Alex Jones the GDP of a small country to bring down InfoWars. If InfoWars was controlled opposition, they would keep that shit going. So that's how you know InfoWars was not controlled opposition. They actually shut that shit the fuck down.
The Republicans with gender ideology, with any form of, political dogma. And so now people don't want to go against that political dogma. I think that human beings have a core desire. Like, imagine the human mind is like a car, and the car can drive 200 fucking miles an hour. It can go super, 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 super fast, but the brake system sucks. And I think that's what...
And you know what? Roll that dice, baby. Roll that dice. 200 miles an hour down the freeway. Brakes suck. Let's roll them fucking dice, son.
Happen with the human mind is that our ability to critically think, to perceive our realities, to be able to understand the world around us has vastly outpaced, multiple times outpaced our ability to cope with it, to cope with those conclusions, to ask yourself, well, what does happen after you die? Well, what does happen if you do this or that? Well, what is really the right and the fair thing to do? And people are afraid of these questions because they're afraid of the answers. And what they do instead of that is they look for an ideology that's going to answer all of those questions for them so they never have to think
Bingo,
about it
bango,
again.
bongo. He is exactly correct. He is exactly correct. You are not doing your belief system, whatever it may be, any favors. And usually people have multiple different belief systems. Like, for example, I've got a religious belief system, which is different than my political belief system. All of the two do coincide quite frequently. You're not doing any of those systems any favors if you're not questioning them. If you're not questioning them. 150 miles an hour on I-4 is my personal best. Damn, you got me beat. I think I've topped out at 120. I think I've topped out at 120.
And that's what's happened with critical thinking. Before, people used to outsource it to religion. Now they outsource it to politics,
Correct.
religion, or political dogma. And so what's happened is that you've had a massive entire ecosystem and culture of people that are terrified of saying the wrong thing. They're terrified of having the wrong opinion. They're terrified against going against the
I'm not terrified of having the wrong opinion. Not at all. In fact, with all my L takes posted on the internet over the years, with me being known as Bad Take Leon, as Lofty Leon, for those of y'all that remember the Lofty Pixel days, bro, I make my good goddamn living on having the wrong fucking opinion.
oftentimes manufactured consensus.
By the way, that
What
120,
happens is
that 120 miles an hour was a 1994 Chevy Beretta, baby. Shit box to the max.
You look at somebody like J.K. Rowling, for example, or even Elon Musk, for another example, or anybody else who's seen as a, I guess people would get mad. I don't want to name off a bunch of other content creators, I don't want to start drama, but we all know content creators that, somebody said one thing that was wrong, they said one thing that was off color, or they didn't have the right opinion about the right topic in the right way at the right time, and for some reason, now they're a fucking Nazi. Well, guess what? Somebody's not a Nazi because they're not seeing your point of view.
Bro, he be dropping bars, man. He went dead internet theory. Bar. Someone's not a Nazi because they're not seeing your point of view. Bar. Here's guys. I think we gotta do something by Asmongold. I think we gotta hold this motherfucker down. I think we gotta tattoo his face all the fuck up. I think we gotta tattoo the face of Asmongold. We need to make him look like a Post Malone. And we need to forcibly make him a SoundCloud account. That's the new goal. We are starting an initiative to break into Asmongold's house. I know it's probably booby-trapped with roaches and stink bombs. We're gonna go in SEAL Team 6 style. Hold him down, tattoo his face, and use his biometrics to make a SoundCloud account. And we're going to make him a rapper. There we go. Domical got it, baby. Asmon MS13 Gold. You good goddamn right, son. That's the plan.
But unfortunately on the internet, that's the way it works now. And so what's happened is that we've created a culture of fear, a culture of repressed critical thinking, because nobody wants to think for themselves. And how does this relate to misinformation? Let me explain. The reason how this relates to misinformation, I hope that I've explained and you understand why critical thinking is dead. Critical thinking is dead is because people are afraid of the conclusions and they don't want to come out against the consensus, because if they do, they might get ostracized from
Yes,
the group,
Murboff.
and then nobody.
A lot of you will die. That's a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
People like them. and then you can never wash that stain off because people do not believe in forgiveness, they don't believe in apologies, they don't believe in understanding. The hater economy on the internet is going stronger than ever. The Dow is at 50,000, the hater economy is at 50 million. So the fact is that people are terrified of having the wrong opinion.
Yo, we got Party Animal Nagarnal in the chat. Shout out Party Animal Nagarnal. How you doing, homie?
Can sometimes lead you to the wrong opinion. Trust the science? Okay.
Leon is Zap Brannigan. I was sending wave after wave of my own minute them. Yes, you're good goddamn right.
Oh, wait a minute. That's not the right type of science. And so anyway, this happens quite often. So we'll go back over and we'll talk about misinformation. Does anybody actually want to correct the misinformation about something that everybody that's, quote, on their side is eating up like a bunch of fucking candy?
Yes.
No, absolutely not.
Yes,
Nobody
I
wants
do.
to go.
I do. Anytime any of my brothers or sisters is in the bigot army, anytime any of my homies, whether it be in the chat, whether it be you guys, whether it be my actual friends, whether it be, my streaming comrades, anytime anybody be posting some dumb shit that's not real, call them out. Absolutely call them out. You see Cult Classic Cage posting some dumb shit, you call her out. Now, to be fair, she's smart enough. She'd never do that. Atreus, though. You see Atreus posting some dumb shit, you call his ass out. And y'all better do the same to me. You see me posting some dumb shit, you better call me out. Who we got here? We got a two-banger from Lost Monster Man, rapper name Rich Roach Mold. Bro, Rich Roach Mold. Rich Roach Mold goes hard. You gotta find a way to work like a $sign or something in there. You gotta find a way to maybe work in like some unnecessary letters or numbers in place of letters, like the Roach being the number 4 or something, like the A and Roach being number 4. But I like it. You're on to something.
And correct the information that shows Israel getting bombed 500 times and tell them, actually, this is from Independence Day. Or, well, this is from a video game. Or something else. Or this is from 2019. And, or Iran.
The runaway vagabond with a 5-banger. Call me out if I go from a feet guy to an armpit guy. That was. I'm gonna read that again. Call me out if I go from a feet guy to an armpit guy. Vagabond?
You and I are enemies now.
Not because you're wrong. Because you put that in my mental. Because you put that image in my mental. Some fucking 6-foot black dude with dreads looking somewhere between the age of 21 and 49 just licking a white girl's armpit. You disgusting son of a bitch.
The new supreme leader of the day has now been killed again. Well, I hear this every single day. The guy gets killed every day. It's the same guy, right? I mean, must pretty much suck. That's the worst.
And then Molly coming in with the, I think armpit guys are kind of cute. You know what? I don't ban women from my chat because, frankly, I only have like 4 of them that watch me. But you getting awful close, girlie.
Groundhog Day that I could imagine. Wake up every day, you're the supreme leader of Iran, and then you die, and then it happens again the day after. Sounds pretty fucking bad, but according to Twitter, that's the world that we're in. So what I think has happened is that you've had so much misinformation, the information cycle, and this is one of the real pieces of, I think, genius that George Orwell had with, 1984, is that it was not necessarily that the news was all a lie, it was that there was so much misinformation and so much information in general that the deluge of it was so overwhelming that the mind of a person could not even comprehend the complexities, the amount of just pure volume of it, and everything.
Yo, welcome back, Junebug.
And because of that, it is effectively the sheer size of it has lulled people into a sense of effectively powerlessness. They can't overcome this.
He is correct. And this is more or less the era we live in, except for, like, frankly, it's so good that books like 1984 exist Because it literally gave us the warning labels to what to watch out for. You got a lot more awake individuals. Like, I say awake because I don't want to say woke. Although, if we're using the actual correct traditional definition of woke, and I say this all the time. I mean, not all the time, but I say it enough. If you guys have been watching me long enough, you've heard me say this. We are technically woke here in this chat. Here on this channel. Not in the modern day lefty, let's cut the cocks off 12-year-old boys kind, but like in the traditional old school 1960s, hey, the government is butt fucking us. Like, yeah, less games. We are technically on this channel OG woke. Because fuck the government, we know the lies, we know the psyops, we know the playbook, we know what they're trying to do, we know that they want us to live in the pods, we know they want us to eat the bugs, and they know that we know that they want us to be happy! So yes, Asmongold is absolutely correct, but thankfully, we have a lot more individuals than in like 1984 that are adept at spotting this shit and want to call it out. Yeah, my G, I'm 1776 woke, son!
Understand it, and so they just simply opt to not understand and to just listen to what they're told. And I think, again, this is out of, I said before, fear, but it's also out of apathy and a lack of control. So what's happened is that people are now accepting of misinformation. They don't want to correct misinformation.
I don't think people are accepting of it. Maybe I'm naive here. Maybe I'm the naive one. I don't think people are accepting of it. I just don't think that... I think the vast majority of people are too fucking stupid to realize it. To realize that's what's being fed. So it's not that they accept it. It's they just don't know that it's misinformation. I mean, which makes sense. That's the point of a psyop. That's the point of misinformation. Is to not be able to know. And so those of us that are aware, that do know, that want to combat this, that want to fight this, while there's a much greater number than something like 1984, it's still a relatively small number by comparison. So, like, we don't accept it, we fight against it, but there's a disparity amongst the amount of voices, you know, shouting out and shouting down the misinformation versus those eating it up.
People, as soon as somebody makes up their mind on something, well, they don't want to change their mind, because changing your mind implies that you are wrong. Why would you ever want to admit that you were wrong? And I understand
because I'm not a woman. That's why. Because I'm not a woman. I can accept that I'm wrong. Because I'm not a woman. Unless y'all try and tell me that Goku would lose to Superman. I ain't changed my mind on that. I don't give a fuck, bro. You can break out the Einsteinian calculus. You will never convince me that Superman's beating Goku. Fuck you, you're retarded. El Murbot, we're a two-banger. Check me on Discord. I fail making Asmon a rapper. Oh, dear. Alright, I'll pull it up after this video. Thank you. And yes, Hayden, I agree. A lot of people are scared. A lot of people are scared. I agree.
Go back to Reddit. So if you go over to the real world, no, people don't like changing their opinion. There's a reason why the concept of anchoring exists, especially with sales, but also you're selling an idea. So keep in mind that's the way people think of things. And so once you can create that first impression with misinformation, you can then use that first impression to create even a secondary, well, that was fake, but you know, this secondary thing is also still kind of true. And I think this is what happens. And it begins a self-radicalization spiral. And you see this happen with certain creators where as soon as they start engaging with other forms of vitriolic, conspiratorial, or problematic content, they alienate the audience that was more, I don't know, normal. And instead of that, they replace them with the people that are crazy. And as that happens, guess what crazy people want? Crazy shit. Who would have guessed? And so then you now have to continue upping the ante. This happens with IRL.
Real quick, completely unrelated to the video, but I just saw in the chat that Nagranald's got to have a job interview. Mad congrats, homie. I hope you nail the job. I hope you get the job. That's awesome. I'm rooting for you, homie.
Nuisance streamers. The conclusion of every nuisance streamer.
You know what, Shadowbuster? I will even meet someone in the middle that's an even fight. I will meet someone in the middle that's an even fight. But Superman ain't winning.
That's the way it is. That's how it is. Every single one of them, if you just let it progress naturally, they will end up in jail. Because you start being annoying, and then you be really annoying, then you're confrontational, then you're violent, then you're really violent, then you're in
Johnny
jail.
Somali. And you know what? Never let him out. Never let him out. Have him dig ditches in South Korea for the rest of his miserable fucking life.
Because you always have to keep upping the ante in order to maintain the attention of the audience. And I think that's what happened with a lot of different creators, and it's what will continue to happen as well, because it's basic human psychology. And I think that there are a lot of people out there who try to subvert this. They try to say that, oh, well, we need to be better. We need to be better. Listen, we were doing crucifixions 2,000 years ago.
2,000 years ago? I'm pretty sure we were doing crucifixions in, like... I'm pretty sure Japan was doing crucifixions in, like, the 1800s.
Years from now, we'll probably still be doing that.
We should bring it back. We should absolutely bring it back. And yes, psychology is not real. It's a soft science. Psychology is a soft science.
Mind is not evolving as fast as you think it is. And at the same time, these basic human psychological realities are not despawning. They're not going away. They're actually becoming more entrenched and actually more, basically more compromised. They're being played to. They're being taken advantage of in a much higher ratio.
Well, let me rephrase that. Let me paraphrase. Not paraphrase. Let me rephrase that. Psychology, I will say, is real. However, it's so ethereal and it's so immaterial that it's often exploited by other soft sciences, like in other industries that employ that soft science, such as, like therapy and stuff. That's where the soft science is. The soft science it comes from the industry around psychology. Psychology itself is just that. It's a science. It's a study like anything else. But it's such an easily exploitable science that there's so much bullshit around it.
Companies that realize, well, wait a minute, if we can
it's a weaponized science. That's a much better way to put it. We can observe what's going on within people's head. Correct. You can study the way people think. You can quantify that. You can study it. You can come to determinations based on observations. So by that metric, it is a science, but it's a weaponized science. That's a much better way to put it.
This amount of information about the thing that makes him the most angry, he won't be able to stop using our app. And so now you have these people whose blood pressure is being raised. It's effectively these companies are killing people because their blood pressure goes up 20 points the moment they open the fucking app. And they're sitting there getting angry, tapping out these
skill issue. You a weak man. You a loser if that's the case. If you get on X and you see shit and it makes you mad, you a loser. You ain't a champion. We don't need you. Right? You should open X and you should either be breaking people that are weak or you should just be having fun. And oftentimes those two things go hand in hand. Open X, you see some funny shit, or you see people getting mad and that's some funny shit. Use X as a tool to break the weak.
And they're arguing with either a Pakistani or a bot. Well, actually, that's not true. Probably both. And so what's happened is that the amount of misinformation on the internet has just increased so much. Places like Twitter pay people for uploading it. Places on the internet, like news websites, if enough people report on it and start talking about it, the news websites talk about it, and sometimes they reinforce it, and there's never any due diligence.
There you go. That's right. Carrymon got the right idea. Put them Asmongold emotes in the chat, baby. Members, put them Asmongold emotes in the chat. If you're not a member, stop being a filthy, disgusting, fucking gray loser. Become a member. That way you can drop some Asmongold emotes in the chat.
It's like this story has already completely made its way around the globe, and now,
that's right, UAF Omega.
Nobody's even talking about it, and they don't even think about the correction because the narrative has already been established and it's already moved past that original fake fact. And so what's happened, I think, is that we've created a culture of misinformation. Now, the way that I think you stop.
We didn't create a culture of misinformation. An overarching government structure created a government, and not even government. It is a shadow puppet government, or a shadow government that uses everything else as puppets, I should say. Created this world of misinformation, and they have all these other individuals, all these people as useful idiots, as pawns in their machinations to effectively be a super spreader event. They don't even know they're doing it because they're just pawns in this giant fucking game. So no, we didn't create it. It was created and forced upon us.
this and how you deal with it is you have to look at incentives. Why do people push misinformation? They push misinformation, and again, I'm not talking about, COVID or something like that. I'm talking about literal...
I am. COVID was misinformation, absolutely. COVID was all misinformation. It's a goddamn cold.
AI videos. I'm talking about videos that are posted as if they were today and it was 5 years ago. I have no problem with somebody posting a stupid opinion, but I do have a problem with people that are posting opinions and information that is deliberately misleading. And if those people are getting paid for it, then you can guarantee that you're going to have a lot more of it. Because I can also promise you that fake news...
Nah, don't only use Twitter for promotion. Like, I get what you're saying, fourth wall guy, but you don't only use X for promotion. Because if so, people stop caring. Like, the whole reason, to have an X account, at least from a content creator perspective, the whole reason to have an X account is so that the people that follow you can get your thoughts, opinions, jokes, whatever it is, outside of what you're making content on. Like, if it was only for promotion, well, these people already follow you and whatnot. They probably know when your streams are. They probably know when your videos are. Like, yeah, you also want to use it as a promotional tool to try to get new viewers. But if all you're doing is promotion, you just get lost in a sea of people not giving a fuck. So you have to get people at least somewhat emotionally invested in what you're doing. Now, I try and do it in a positive manner. Dunking on folks, being a troll, having fun, because that shit's funny. But yeah, so it can't just be promotion. Because that loses luster very fast for people.
News will always be more exciting than real news. Because again, the sky's the limit. Fiction is generally much more exciting than nonfiction. I've never heard of a single dragon in real life. And
nah, doesn't matter. Fiction is not more exciting than nonfiction, bro. Reality's stranger than fiction. Sure, you never heard of a dragon in real life. But you know what is real? You know what is real? Not Israel. You know what is real? Mad Jack Churchill. Mad Jack motherfucking Churchill. And his story is crazier than any goddamn dragon. You got a dude who loved war so goddamn much. He stormed the beaches in Normandy in World War II with a broadsword and bagpipes. And he lived. He stormed the beaches of Normandy with a broadsword and bagpipes. And he lived. He's the only dude with not one, but 2 confirmed kills with a longbow in World War II. And when he finally did get injured and got put in the hospital and was in a coma, motherfucker still didn't die. He woke up, the war was over, and you want to know what he said? You want to know what this war-obsessed crazy person said? Could have kept this war going another 10 years if it weren't for them damn Yanks. Where's that kind of Brit nowadays, bro? Where's that kind of Brit when y'all being overrun with these, Muslim termite terrorists, with these Muslim grooming gangs? Where's the type of Brit that wakes up from a coma and is disappointed that the war was over? And he says we could have kept this war going another 10 years if it weren't for them damn Yanks. Bro, that is so much cooler than any fucking dragon story. Yeah. Sorry, Asmongold, but you're wrong on this one, bro.
So what's happened is that you've had these things kind of evolve and grow.
Yeah, El Mervoth. Yeah, Capture God. I gave the short version. Y'all need to Mad Jack Churchill would make the most fucking badass anime. Because you don't have to fictionalize it. It just needs to be an animated version of the exploits of Mad Jack Churchill.
And now there is an entire ecosystem of people that are consuming this fake information, and they're being rewarded for it. They're getting more of it. They're being paid for it. And then you have people that are building their careers around it. And how do you actually stop this from happening? Well, you have to stop giving them fucking money. And I think that needs to be the point where you look at it. Now, Twitter has been trying their best to stop this and shut it down, but, I'll give it a few weeks and we'll see what happens. Right now...
Exactly, Vinland Saga style. That was exactly what was in my noggin when I was saying that.
It sure seems like it's a pretty big...
Yeah, nothing beats the soldier... No, actually, Mad Jack Churchill does beat that story, but you're talking about Siamo Hayek. Yeah, dude, the Siamo Hayek story is also wild. Siamo Hayek was he was another just crazy person in the best way.
Problem. But my general opinion on this is that this problem will only continue to get worse, but there is a silver lining, and I will talk about the silver lining. The silver lining is the fact that if you...
Yeah, finish. Mind you, I have no idea if I'm saying his name right. I'm picturing his name, and it's something like Siamo Hayek, but that's the little boingy boingy language, so maybe I'm saying it wrong. I don't fucking know. But yes, he was finished. Correct.
You're not a fucking idiot. It is a lot easier to understand things, and you have a tremendous advantage nowadays. And on top of that, everybody in the world is developing a general distrust of believing what they see. And I don't know if...
Yes, the White Death. Correct, Seabrew.
If you've noticed this before, but every single image, even if it's something like, you know, there's an image of, I don't know, like Pearl Harbor, and, you know, you'll see 4 comments, Grok, is this AI? Well, you know what? It's retarded. Yes, it's retarded, but it's an investigation. It's a level of thinking. It's a level of questioning.
Yeah, but it's a level of questioning that shouldn't be done public. I've never done the whole like, Grok, is this real? I've never done that shit. But if I was gonna do that shit, I would copy paste the post and put it into Grok and ask it. Because I don't want anyone to ever see me asking the goddamn AI publicly on X if something's real or not. Nuh-uh. If you're going to be an investigative type person, if you don't want the misinformation, if you want to fact check shit, I'm proud of you. Do that privately, though, so that you don't like... And then you come back with the answer and comment underneath as if you came up with it yourself.
That I think for such a long time hasn't happened. And the silver lining of this age of misinformation is that it's also going to lead forward to an age of skepticism. It's going to lead forward to people reflexively just believing that, you know what, this might not even be true. And I think that's very long overdue, because people for a very, very long time had trusted the mainstream media. I think COVID really severed this. But before that, and even now, to an extent, if they're saying the things that you agree with, people do trust the mainstream media. And I think...
No. People do not trust the mainstream media. Robots trust the mainstream media. The NPCs that need a little update just opened up in the back of the neck with the new chip plugged in. Every time there's a new story about how Donald Trump is actually literally Hitler, but also a Jew lover. That those are the types of robots that trust the mainstream media. People, real people don't.
I think the problem with trusting the mainstream media is that they don't necessarily...
Roy Benavidez, that's a new one for me. Shadowbuster, that's a new one. I'm not familiar with that story.
lie, but they do misrepresent. And they misrepresent in a way that can effectively completely shift the feeling, the intent, the goal, or anything like that. They can shift it entirely. And I think that people would just accept that unquestioningly. And I think that one of the silver linings of the age of misinformation that we're entering into now is that that is calling into question everything. It's calling into question all information, all sources, all like different, all.
And that's good. That's good. Like, for the people that actually are questioning everything, whether it be they're questioning CNN or Fox News, whether it be they're questioning what they see on the Joe Rogan Experience, whether it be if you guys are questioning me, fucking good.
All primary information, all videos, all images. And I think that now that we've also created other secondary sources for people being able to, you know, say, hey, this isn't true. Hey, this is not real. And being able to detect this, I do think that there will be a long-term positive effect, but it will take a lot longer than you might imagine. But hopefully, the main thing that I really hope for is that they're able to get rid of the people getting paid for this stuff, right? I don't have a problem. I don't want to have people get banned, right? I don't want people to get banned. But if you're posting fake information and AI videos and stuff like that, and you're presenting it as if it's real, well, then you've got a pretty big problem. And
Agreed.
I think that it's pretty obvious to see how this is an issue. So, again, I don't want to see anybody get banned. I don't want to see anybody get censored. But I don't want to see those fuckers get paid either. And I
Correct.
think that's a big problem. And the more that you have these people getting paid, the more this issue will continue to grow. I wanted to talk about this because I think it's going to keep getting worse. But at a certain point, I think we are very close to the climax. And after that, I could see things beginning to improve, get better, and for the, global internet awareness or the consciousness to have a much larger degree of skepticism, even with things that they believe.
But are we allowed to be skeptical publicly? With the age of online ID verification upon us, are we actually going to reach what Asmongold's saying? Because I think that the people are ready for exactly what Asmongold's saying. Or at least we're getting ready. Like he said, we're coming up to the climax. I agree. And they know that. That's why they're instituting things like digital ID all over the goddamn internet. Because they don't like the people are coming to this awareness. They want to take away any sort of freedom and control that you have left. Any just small crumbs of individuality and anonymity that you have left. Because of exactly what Asmongold is saying. Deport Ilhan Omar in charge of treason. You good goddamn right. Fuck that hoe.
And that's what I hope for. And that...
Don't fuck that hoe. That's her brother's job.
In my opinion, is the best thing that could come out of misinformation, but goddamn is it a painful road. So anyway, I wanted to talk about this with you guys today. Thank you all very much for watching. I appreciate it. And let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.
Excellent video. Excellent video from Asmongold. Yeah, well done. What a great discussion that 20-minute video turned into the first damn near hour of our show was. There's the link. Make sure to give it a like, the whole 9. Excellent shit. Well done. We are in the misinformation age. It is upon us. It's been upon us really for ages. Effectively since the 60s. But you probably actually go as far back as the 40s, really. But it has only gotten worse with the advent of the internet, as due to these global power structures that saw the freedom and anonymity of the internet, that saw these, the great awakening of the people who understood the future, who understood the tech, and they corrupted that as well. Some evil shit. Some absolutely evil shit. And that's why it's, now again, I'm not a black pill type dude. I don't take the black pill. I don't like the blacks. But there is a light at the end of the tunnel. If you watching me, I see all y'all in here. 76 of you watching live right now. We had nearly 100 earlier, 76 now. It fluctuates. Y'all are here because you share the same mentality as me, assumingly, which is this shit can be fought against. We're doing our best to fight against it. It's a long road. Just talking to the camera on the internet isn't fucking enough, obviously. There's people out there doing real work. There's people out there that are, getting funding to oppose these bills and laws. But it's all incredibly important shit. So, you'll love to see it. Excellent video. Trump's goddaughter OG converted. Man, I have no idea what that means. Sorry, homie. Times may change, but the standards must remain. Bingo, bango, bongo. Agreed, fourth wall guy. Agreed. Alrighty. So we talked about some serious, heavy shit. Let's move on to some goofery. Miia reacted to my video. Now, I did watch this stream, but I haven't seen this. By the time that they posted in the Discord yesterday that she was watching my video, she had already moved on from it. So I just watched her play Kingdom Hearts. I just watched her play Kingdom Hearts while fucking around on the internet, and it was nice. It was cool. I like the gal. I do. I saw the situation that was going on with her. And like I say in the video, I've been mulling over this topic for like a year. I've got a file on my phone of things I want to make long-form scripted edited videos on. And this was one of them. But I never really had the kick in the pants I needed to actually make the video, and then I saw what happened to this bitch right here. And I didn't know who she was. I'd never heard of Miia. I'd never heard of this VTuber, and then this went down, and several of y'all in the Discord were like, yo, Leon, there's the Sonic VTuber you need to check out. And I don't know a whole lot about VTubers. Y'all know that. Obviously, I know the cool ones. My girl, Cinny, Leaflet, Kersha. Recently, like, some Smugglana. Obviously, Nux. But that's about as far as it goes. And so when I got, caught up on this situation, I was like, you know what? It's time to make the video. It's time to make that video. And she saw the video. She signal boosted the hell out of it. So great job to you guys for signal boosting it. Great job to her for doing it. Thank her for doing it. I want to see what she actually has to say about the video. Shout out and thank you, Miia.
Oh man. Russian stream. Yeah. We got one more video to watch about that. That was made by Worlds of Paradise. And we're about to watch it. So this one we can understand, right? This one we can understand. Russian stream. Oh man. Alright, here we go. Oh wait, let me go back.
Someone who is gone.
Oh wait, it's just a clip. Yeah. You guys seen it.
So good. It's clear that despite his
Yeah.
he has cemented himself, at least for me, as the voice.
Wait.
And of course, we also have.
Oh my. Alright, you know what? Nope. Now that I heard that, I'm clicking.
TRN, thank you for the follow.
Nope.
Thank you.
Nope. Yeah, no, I'm done. I'm done.
Good. Because she just ran into the most annoying thing to happen in fandom. People who make everything about politics, even if the subject is a blue fucking hedgehog. And yet somehow they still find a way to make everything about themselves.
Yeah.
I'm glad she laughed at that. Out the gate. If she's laughing out the gate, that makes me happy. Who's this? This is Miia. She is a VTuber who is, from what I gather, pretty apolitical. Just loves Sonic the Hedgehog. Likes to do streams about Sonic the Hedgehog. Obviously does other stuff. Like I said, she was playing Kingdom Hearts yesterday. And she was, they attempted to cancel her during a stream where she was talking about some Sonic lore because the video she was reacting to, she clicked away from it because the dude started bringing up how one of the voice actors, Mike Pollock, who we've had on the show and is awesome, apparently wants Palestinian children to die. Like, it was so fucking stupid. She's like, I don't need this shit in my Sonic lore videos. And she is correct. She is correct. So I made a video about that. She's reacting to said video, and I want to see what her reaction is like. She's been awesome.
Yep.
I'm so bummed about this, by the way, that how ideologues hijack Sonic the Hedgehog. The quality drop in this title card, I didn't realize it till it was too late. I have a much higher version quality of this title card. I'm really pissed off by that.
Yep. Love that you said that, yeah.
Look me on the score. This isn't just Sonic. At this point, it's everything. It's Star Wars.
Everything,
it's Dragon Ball. It's Persona. Hell, it's goddamn Dungeons and Dragons. Same pattern every time. Take a thing that was loved by a niche community, it goes mainstream, nameless, faceless anime profile pictures of the internet start waxing pseudo-philosophical about why this thing is basically Marxist propaganda, and how that's good, actually. But Sonic? I hope she does better with this reaction than just agreeing with me. I'm gonna be real. It's gonna be very hard to react to her reacting to me if she just agrees with everything. Let's see. Sonic is where the mask slips, because the character is so simple, the manipulation becomes obvious. So let's make one thing clear right away.
Yeah, it is a very big
Sonic
manipulation
was never political.
tactic.
People are projecting politics onto Sonic, but to successfully do that, you need to take it further. You need to enact the classic tactic of historical revisionism to pretend it was always there. This idea for a video has been brewing in my head for a while now, but what happened to Miia was the straw that broke the camel's back. VTuber Sonic fan who I don't even know, but DM's open girly, would love to talk to you, is reacting to a video about Sonic the Hedgehog when suddenly...
I mean, this is introspection that was
DM's open, girly.
The voice actor.
Yeah, she probably is unaware that I just refer to all females as girly. That probably... I forget, there's probably people out there that don't realize this. I just call all females girly, little lady. It's the Midwestern boy in me. When we were in Florida, and was hanging out with Kata and his girl and whatnot, I kept calling her little lady, and she just thought it was the funniest thing ever. It's like, nah, it's why I call her, little lady.
From Mike Pollock is so good.
Yeah.
It's clear that despite his pretty horrendous views on Palestinians,
What?
The fuck that gotta do with Sonic? Nothing. Like, that's not analysis. It's not critical thinking in action. It's honestly not even an attempt at witty or an irreverent joke. It's literally just ideological intrusion. For no reason
It is,
beyond,
yes.
hey viewers, gotta remind you guys I'm on the right side of history, and I'll do that by disparaging a man I don't even know. Oh, and
That is actually a good voice impression for Sonic.
yes! Nailed my Sonic impression. If she's okay with it, then I'm okay with it. I was wondering, chat, hey, do I do a pretty good Sonic the Hedgehog impression? I like to think so. Gotta go fast.
That is genuinely an actual good voice impression. Oh man.
By the way, do I prefer the 2D or 3D games? I mean, I love both, but my favorite video game of all time, not just favorite Sonic game, my favorite video game of all time is Sonic Adventure. So by default, I have to say 3D. Clip plug. I do know Mike Pollock. He was on the show. We interviewed him for about an hour and a half. Great dude. Check that out. But back to the video. This was just about the voice actor. Wait until you see the way they attempt to rationalize the politics of the franchise in general. Sonic the Hedgehog, the franchise that's known for its environmentalist themes, isn't political. Wait, so now Don't Destroy Nature is a political manifesto? Yeah, homie, that's not politics. That's just like sort of common sense. Even the right wing, who you hate oh so much, aren't pro let's destroy the planet. They just frame the environmentalism argument differently than you. Everyone's calling her my new waifu. Yep. Sorry, Leaflet, you might be replaced. I don't say it lightly. There will always be a place in my heart for Little Leafy, but I don't know if Leaflet's a Sonic fan, so she got some competition. Not that that's neither here nor there, but what about this gold right here? Keep politics out of my video games. In 2008's Sonic Unleashed, the flag representing Eggman Land is directly based on Nazi Germany.
What?
This post broke her, boys. This post broke her. I have a feeling, if I had to wager a guess, I could be wrong. Does Mia know how batshit insane political, because obviously she's found out. Obviously she has found out now due to the attempted cancellation. But did she know prior to that how batshit insane politically so much of the Sonic fan base was? Because we all know how batshit insane so much of the Sonic fan base is in terms of being weird fucking artists. Like that's been a thing since like DeviantArt was around, like 2006 or something. So that's what gets focused on a lot. Some degenerate shit. But the politics stuff, I wonder if she knew about.
What?
She's so broken, bro.
What? There is no way, bro. That makes no sense. How does someone come up with something like that?
Because, Mia, they're brain broken. Yes, Les's game. Sonic fan base makes me ashamed to be a Sonic fan. Me too, homie. Me too. Like, as a Sonic fan since the 90s, since before all this shit was weird, me too. But as to how can someone come up with that? Because they don't actually give a fuck about Sonic. They don't. That's the whole video is about. If Sonic never existed, they would have found a way to do this to fucking Mario. Or they would have found a way to do this to insert anything else here. Because they don't care about the thing.
Oh.
Games have always been political. You're just stupid. Yep, I guess Red Banner this is Nazi symbolism. My brother and Kami. That's not symbolism. That is basic visual shorthand for cartoon villain is evil. Glad she laughed at that too. I didn't know if that joke was actually funny, but again, if she laughs, it's good enough for me. And it's hilarious because they try to come off as intellectually superior to those of us who are just like, yeah, we enjoy the Blue Rat Go Fast game, without even realizing that all they're doing is saying out in the open that they have such a surface level understanding of artistic shorthand to convey a general theme that they need to pour over it like they're Indiana Jones looking for the Holy Grail, trying to uncover some hidden meaning that the rest of the world was too stupid to understand. And then there's this completely rational line of thinking. Sonic is political. The environmentalist angle is political. Sonic Adventure 2 is literally about government and conspiracy and the lengths they'll go to in order to hide the truth from the public. To say Sonic is not political is to out yourself as a LARPer. Yes. Yes, you are correct. Sonic Adventure 2 does have secret labs. You are 1 for 1 on facts. Good job. Gold store.
Bro.
However, no, that doesn't mean this game is
it's
making
just a video game, yeah.
Bingo, bango, bongo, Miia. It's just a fucking video game. It's just a fucking video game. And again, that autistic motherfuckers like me are stupidly obsessed with, but it is still just a fucking video game. Governments. In fact, if it did mean that, then Resident Evil has been the king of the secret labs as a mechanism for explaining why leftist politics is superior genre since 1990 goddamn 6. No, rather than Sonic Adventure 2 having a government cover-up be political allegory, maybe it's just what is simply referred to as a plot? Yo, chat, fact check me on whether I'm pronouncing that correctly. But all this leads to their ultimate thesis statement. Okay, good. She confirmed it. I pronounced the 4-letter, 1-syllable word right. I was real nervous. It's not like, it's not an easy word like sesquipedalian loquaciousness. I guess that's 2 words. Sesquipedalian loquaciousness is 2 words. But even so, the philosophy is so devoid of any nuance or rational line of questioning and, ironically, a lack of media literacy. God, I hate that fucking term. All art is inherently political. Say that 5 times fast. Sesquipedalian loquaciousness, sesquipedalian loquaciousness, sesquipedalian loquaciousness, sesquipedalian loquaciousness, sesquipedalian loquaciousness. Cool. Super chat me now, bitches. You got me there, bud. You're right. All art's political. Except if that's the case, then nothing is. Because if everything is political, the word means nothing. Mario's political.
Exactly, 100%. Using it too much, bro. A lot of people in that side, I'm not gonna say left or whatever, 'cause
it's left. To be fair, her saying no side, it also happens on the right, but there's a pretty big fucking disparity there. You can say the left. I don't know if she's not saying left because they already come at her so much that she doesn't want to stoke any more flames, which is totally fine. Because again, from what I gather, she is an apolitical VTuber. Like, she's not like me. I'm notably political. I'm happily political. I like talking politics. I like making this channel about the bridge between politics and pop culture, how some of it's valid, how some of it isn't. So if she doesn't want to do that and she doesn't do that, then that's totally a-okay. But it is the left. 9 times out of 10, it's the fucking left. And then Matt Stanford over here with a 10-banger super chat says, "We're not worthy of your linguistic abilities." Why, thank you, you absolute legend. This is for you.
There's nothing more cool than being hugged by someone you like. But if someone tries to touch you in a place or in a way that makes you feel uncomfortable, you touch them back.
Shout out, Matt. Thank you for the 10-banger. And Junebug, you were correct. It's usually just JDA.
I'm not into that whole stuff. But a lot of people in that kind of mindset, like, they water down so many terms. Everything. They water down a lot of words.
Well, and when they water down these terms, they're not even aware they're watering it down. Like, let's say that they have a glass of Coca-Cola. Let's say they got a glass of Coca-Cola, but the glass is half full. So they're adding the water in. They're thinking, this gives us more Coke. No! It gives you more liquid in the glass. But that liquid is just water. You have watered down the Coke. You've added more liquid. And nobody wants half Coke, half water. No one wants that shit. But they truly think that because now there is more liquid in the glass, that it is a better beverage because there's more of it. It's retarded.
To the point they have no meaning. You know what I mean? It says that people use political themes.
And yes, Mervok, I agree. The superior drink is Pepsi.
It says that people use political themes to tell a story, not preach a message.
Hey, Prince Walker, thank you so much. I really appreciate that, homie. Really appreciate that.
I do find it odd people don't put this kind of political weight on Mario, but they do on Sonic. Oh, you mean like the fan base? Yeah.
Well, and here's why. Here's why they don't put that political weight on Mario. They're not smart enough to. They're not. I bet, as a thought experiment, I could make Mario political. I could make it political. Obviously, I would be wrong because Mario isn't political, but I could extrapolate and jump enough ladders and jump through enough hoops and think outside the box and tangentially relate something that's tangentially related to something else to make Mario political. But it's much harder to do with Mario. It is much more difficult to do with Mario than it is to Sonic. And that's why they do it to Sonic. Because they're pseudo-intellectuals. And because they're pseudo-intellectuals, they aren't smart enough to do it with Mario, so they go for the low-hanging fruit, easy thing, which is Sonic.
Plot? Remember when being called a racist actually made you rethink your course in life? Now it's just cool story? Yeah. I don't know.
Political. Pokemon's political. Goddamn Tetris is political. You didn't prove anything aside from your side has one particular skill. The art of making words useless. So let's
Yes, yeah,
where the entire
exactly.
argument starts playing. I was trying to pause my own video so I could hear her. I forgot. If I pause, she also pauses. Thank you for cheering that on, Mia. Word games. When people say Sonic is political, what do they actually mean? Because political used to mean things like actual governments, policy debates, real-world ideologies. You could even say commentary on those specific things. But note the word
Your model's
specific,
lagging? Yeah, it's very laggy.
because now it means there's a good guy, there's a bad guy, someone values freedom. And to be fair, even their idea of what freedom means can be debated, since it often just boils down to do whatever you want, whenever you want, with zero consequences, otherwise you're being oppressed. Did you know Sonic Spinball is actually about the Gulf War? That checks out, because the Gulf War lasted all of 2 weeks, and that game is short as fuck, so you know what? I believe it. But this video isn't about the nature of freedom, so I digress. The point is, these aren't the traits of politics. They're the traits of basic storytelling. So let's use the correct word here instead of politics. Themes. I'm so upset by this. I didn't know this edit fucked up until after I exported the video. Themes were supposed to be in the blue box, but I fucked up the edit. Sonic does have themes like freedom versus control, nature versus industrialization, individual versus authority. But just because these themes exist in the narrative doesn't inherently make them political statements.
No, they're not.
In fact, in the context of Sonic the Hedgehog, they very blatantly aren't political statements. No different than any other piece of classic literature dating all the way back from ancient Greece to Mark Twain in the Great American Novel. In fact, if you want proof that these are universal narrative themes, look at The Lord of the Rings, one of the greatest stories ever told by a man. There's themes of nature versus industrialization all throughout it, specifically with the Scouring of the Shire. I won't lie. I felt pretty high IQ using the Scouring of the Shire in this video. Like, how many motherfuckers can make a Sonic the Hedgehog video and incorporate the nature versus industrialism themes of the Scouring of the Shire? Guys, I might be the greatest fucking nerd on this platform. Now, does that automatically make The Lord of the Rings a left-wing political think piece?
No offense, but it sounds like some fucking commie gobbledygook.
Yeah, obviously the fuck not. So why would Sonic be any different? I mean, yes, I get it. It's weird to compare The Lord of the Rings and Sonic the Hedgehog. But the core is the same. A theme is not an ideology nor a political statement. One thing I learned from my 51 years on this earth, never trust the government. And that is the only thing you ever need to know. You can get through the entirety of the rest of your life knowing that, and don't put Hot Pockets in the microwave. Those two things, you're Gucci. Even if you say they're political themes, you can tell, wait, I cover that, Lessus. I cover that. It's just a framework for telling a story. And that's where they're going to pivot. They'll say, okay, but those themes are political. And there it is, Lessus. You just beat me to the punch, son. Even this is wrong. Because these themes exist everywhere. Beyond that Lord of the Rings comparison, you got freedom versus control, which is every action movie ever.
Everything.
Versus the individual. Basically every hero story ever. And all this should really go to show is if a theme shows up in everything, it's not fucking political. It's human. Or I guess in the case of Sonic the Hedgehog, anthropomorphic. See, here's the difference they don't want to admit. A story becomes political when it says this specific system. Is this a reactive react? Yes, it is. Miia, the gal that I made this video about, watched the video, reacted to it, and I want to see what she thought of it. System is bad. This real world belief is correct. You should think this way about current events. And yes, Philly cheesesteak Hot Pockets in the oven is... Philly cheesesteak Hot Pockets are the best Hot Pockets. And put them in the oven to do them properly. You could probably do them in an air fryer as well, but I've never tried that. But Sonic never does that. Ever. In fact, I dare you to show me a single game in the franchise that does. So what's actually happening? Well, they see a theme, they map their ideology onto it, then they say, see, it's political. You know, we used to have a word for this before 2-hour YouTube video essayists who couldn't hack it as novelists found a new way to flex their Stanford University liberal arts degree. Projection. Now, with all this being said, let's take a moment to talk about Sonic himself. Not the franchise as a whole, but the individual character. Loves freedom, hates oppression, helps people. These usurpers will constantly pass this single image of Sonic's personality from the game book around, using it as undeniable proof. She's aware. She knows. She's seen this meme on X. She's seen this image float around everywhere. This is all that these lefty fucking lunatics have. They have this line of dialogue. Not even dialogue. They have this line in a booklet from Sonic Adventure DX saying that he hates oppression. Can you give me one person in the world that, normal, obviously not like some sort of world leader or whatnot, a lot of them really fucking love oppression. The Ayatollah, pretty big on oppression. And that's why we fucking murdered him, as we should have. Based America! Most people don't like oppression. Most people aren't a fan of oppression. So that's not a political statement. Although given, if I was to just allow my supreme rule upon the earth, if I was made God Emperor of this big blue marble, I would oppress trans people for fun. I would absolutely oppress trans people for fun.
This thing is so annoying to look at now, man.
That he would have voted for Kamala Harris and murdered Netanyahu, claiming that's why they love him. Now, mind you, I didn't go into this on the video, so I'll do it now. I just put this little explainer up here, Japanese subtitle style. In the Japanese booklet, it doesn't even say what the American version says. It says, Sonic loves being free and hates being restricted. Sonic hates the crooked. Which actually isn't near the same as hates oppression. So even if you were to try and use the little like booklet text as a way to justify Sonic's political leanings, which is retarded, you're not even using the correct source, because Sonic is a Japanese creation. So you would need to use the canon Japanese source, in which he says he hates unfair or dishonest things. Yes, Les's Games, localizers strike again. And by the way, this booklet, this was localized back in 1999. This was localization was a bastard even back then. This is a localization from 1999. His ideology. Brother, love and freedom and hating oppression isn't an ideology. It's just basic heroic traits. In fact, the most basic, in fact, if you take away the picture of Sonic, then this is just Superman, or Spider-Man, or fucking Doom Guy. Basically every protagonist ever written. And that's the uncomfortable part. The games themselves they're actually mostly consistent. I mean, I get it. We've had to deal with some censorship in the remasters, which is annoying, and you can make an argument about Sega leaning into the ideology on that front. But hey, that's why I said mostly consistent. The modern extensions, though, the IDW comics, the modern writers working for IDW, the online discourse. I never realized, like every now and again, I get flashes, because I make fun of people for their accents, right? I make fun of Sevi for her accent. I make fun of Cindy for her accent. And I listen to this back, and I say W. Not W. W. All right. Yeah, my Midwest mush mouth comes out. With all of them, everything is interpreted politically. Sonic likes water and dislikes being thirsty. Exactly, Thallow. Everything is framed ideologically. And as fans, we notice. In fact, not only do we notice, we push back. This is where these flag in the bio termites are going to try and gaslight you. See, right-wing fans are making it political too. No. Take your obvious bad faith false equivalency argument and your room temperature IQ to boot elsewhere, because there's a difference. One side is injecting ideology. The other side is rejecting it. Fans aren't saying, make Sonic more right-wing. They're saying,
make Sonic more
stop
right-wing.
doing this. That's not it'd be crazy if you can get her to join your streams. Maybe one of these days. She followed me on X. We messaged a little bit yesterday, actually. Yeah, we messaged a little bit yesterday. We follow each other on X now. So maybe sometime in the future I'll ask her to come on. But her being an apolitical VTuber, I'd probably just do kind of like what I did with Leaflet, like just more of an interview style. Talk about things she's interested in, whatever it may be. But yeah, I'd like to have her on the show. Politicization.
Yeah.
That's just pushback. And this is where it gets gross. And I'm not talking Sonic fans on DeviantArt gross. That's a totally different video. I'm talking. I hope at some point in like if she came away with just a bit of trauma after this video, I did my job right. If she comes away with some bit of trauma, I did my job right. You can't be a fan unless you agree with me. This character supports my worldview. Because that's not fandom. That is false ownership. Which is really ironic since these people are communists who aren't even supposed to believe in the concept of ownership. You really could take most of the times I've said Sonic or alluded to the franchise as a whole in this video and just plug in any other franchise and it results more or less in the same video. But Sonic is the worst possible target because it's so simple. Fast Hedgehog, stops bad guy, saves animals.
That's the classics, buddy.
That is the classics. She is correct. I'm glad she's not one of these new age 3D only fans. But Leon be collecting VTubers like side scrollers soon. Homie, you might be right. You might be right. I think it's because I kind of respect VTubers more than I used to. That's not to disparage non-VTubers. Obviously, I'm familiar with way more non-VTuber creators. But over the last couple of years, VTubers have gotten so unabashedly based, and it's probably because they don't have to toe the line. I was wondering if you were still watching, Hayden. Hayden says you're welcome. You're part of that. You're absolutely a part of that. Yes. It's probably because of the anonymity. At least I'm sure that's at least an aspect of it. But VTubers have gotten so unabashedly fucking based because there's no, it doesn't matter how much pushback a based VTuber gets. VTubers have that idol lifestyle. Their fans are so fucking ride or die. They remember when Trump said, I can shoot a guy in Times Square, they still vote for me. VTubers are the same. Bro, Leaflet could just Leaflet could tear gas all of Chicago. The entire left wing could descend upon her with the might of Zeus. And every single VTuber fan, or specifically fan of her, would rise up and basically begin the Chicago Civil War. Kershaw as well, exactly. So VTubers don't have to worry about shit when it comes to cancellation attempts because their fans are so fucking ride or die. And I respect the hell out of that. So needless to say, yeah, I would not be opposed to collecting VTubers like Pokemon. Absolutely.
Yeah.
this is about my ideology. Which proves the point. If they can do it to Sonic, they can do it to anything. In fact, they have done it to just about everything. This is why everything is worse now. Because the formula is the same. Take a simple story, inject ideology, claim it was always there, attack anyone who disagrees. That's how you rot a fan base. But even more diabolically, that's how you radicalize a young generation of newcomers into a political belief.
Which is
15-year-olds
crazy.
in 1999 were playing Sonic Adventure on the Dreamcast thinking, wow, this is truly next generation gaming. 15-year-olds in 2026 have profile pictures of Sonic and Shadow making out while they have trans flags in their bio and they shout at you for misgendering Metal Sonic if you use...
Yeah, and that is insane to me. That is the most critical thing. That is the main problem, bro.
Here's what I think is the main problem there, Curly. Whether we want to admit it or not, there's a lot of autistic people in the Sonic fan base. And like, if y'all remember, it's probably been a couple years now. It's been a couple years now. Moxie had me react to a video on Neon Leon called, I think it was like, why autistic, because Moxie's made, no effort to hide it. Her child is special needs, is autistic. And so she had me watch a video, and apparently me and her child have a lot in common, so what does that say about me? But anyway, she sent me a video saying why, so many autistic people are Sonic fans, or why Sonic has such an autistic fan base, or whatever. And there's a lot of things within the build of Sonic games and Sonic storytelling that apparently just ripe for the autistic taking taking advantage of it. That being said, how many of these people, like, because we talked about these statistics before, trans people, super lefty ideological people, 15-year-olds that are obsessed with communism, furries, a lot of fucking furries. There's links to, like, all this shit linked to autism. So in a sick way, it makes sense. If you've got a video game that inadvertently has all these things that make autistic people gravitate towards it, and then you've got all these modern day ideologies that take advantage of the autistic people, you're going to start seeing these freaks in the Sonic community. It's a double-edged sword. It's actually incredibly fucking predatory. But that's why you see it.
And bro, this whole thing started because a 16-year-old started the whole thing.
What? No. I didn't know that. That's a lore drop. It was one of these 16-year-old autistic motherfuckers. And yeah, I know it's not just the Sonic community lets this, but like Sonic's a very easy example to go to. Was this drama all really started by a 16-year-old? Literally one of the autists I'm complaining about right now? You're fucking joking. That's a new lore drop. I didn't realize that the dumbass that started all this was a fucking minor. God damn it.
They're the ones that found my short and posted it. Bro, it was a whole 16-year-old that started the whole thing. So, that one, I don't know who that is. But, like, bro, since the beginning, it was a 16-year-old that started the whole ruckus. It's insane. So...
16-year-olds shouldn't be allowed to be on social media. I'm sorry, I keep saying, if you are a minor, you don't get social media. I'm not one of those kids off the internet. No, I think that's retarded. Kids need the internet. The internet's the way of the world, right? There's so much good that can be done on the internet. It's freedom and access to all the information. All of it. Just hey, is anything ever been written down about this? Oh, yes? Then it's on the internet. So I actually do think kids should have access to the internet, but not social media. Kids should not be on social media. The fact that honestly, I kind of owe this 16-year-old little faggot-ass retard a thank you. It's because of some 16-year-old little faggot-ass retard that I made this video and that I crossed over 10,000 subscribers. So in a weird way, thanks 16-year-old faggot ass retard. But yeah, no, in general, kids shouldn't be on fucking social media at all, period. Catch you later, Demon Carol.
The excuse they used, they said, oh, actually, 16 is of legal age in this country. And I'm like, why are we using that as an excuse?
Yeah, there's no legal age to be a retard. There's no legal age to be a retard.
Like, what? Like, bro. What? Okay, so now all of a sudden it's an excuse? It's okay? Like, I don't get it. Like, you know what?
Also, legal age means nothing. Let's be real. Legal age means goddamn nothing. In Japan, for the longest time, the legal age to fuck was like 13 or something like that. So, legal age is absolutely irrelevant.
You wouldn't use that argument if it was put onto me. Like, dude, it's just weird. People also forget that fictional characters don't exist. Yeah, like, they just don't. And sometimes they'll use, like, the IDW,
It was 14 in Canada for a really long time. Doesn't surprise me. I think it's like 14 or 15. I think the youngest in America is there's some states where it's 15, but I could be wrong. I don't know. Believe it or not, I've never actually done a Google deep dive into the fucking age consent.
writers as defense. They'll say, like, oh, but they said that Sonic doesn't care if they're transgender or not. And then they'll send the clip of, Ian Flynn, who talked about that, and, you know, he was...
I used to praise Ian Flynn, dude. I did. I used to praise Ian Flynn. And to be fair, when he isn't injecting politics into shit, he is a good writer for Sonic. When Ian Flynn is keeping his mouth the fuck shut, he is a good writer for Sonic. He understands the character, he understands the world, not just the character, the characters, multiple. But he needs, anytime the ideology seeps in, it is just disgustingly in your face. I almost prefer Ken Penders. Oh, Ken Penders is a fucking disgusting motherfucker. I hate him. Ken Penders ruined Sonic. He's the reason that Sega had to institute a bunch of new rules and everything. So fuck Ken Penders. But Ian Flynn almost as bad at this point.
Against, like, people like me that didn't accept that. Now, again, when I don't accept something, that doesn't mean I want you to no existence, aka unalive. No, that... I do. Not necessarily unalive, just no more trans people. Just stop cutting your cocks off. Stop turning your vaginas into a cock. Enough. No more scars where your titties used to be. We're done. That shit's over. That's some 2022 shit. We're in 2026. Leave the 2022 shit back in 2022. No more titty scars. Doesn't mean that. That means I want
Leon trying to house him the trans away. You good goddamn right, son.
you to love yourself, what you were born with biologically, and that's it. That is it. Nothing more. Surgery's bad. Just like plastic surgery.
Agreed. And not even all plastic surgery's bad. Right? You got a giant fucking mole right here. You got a giant fucking mole and it's all hairy and people are grossed out because you look like a fucking Disney villain and you're like hunchback walking through the fucking Walmart trying to buy yourself some bananas or some shit. Okay, get some plastic surgery. Get that shit off your face. You're a monster. Okay? You're like no, you're gross. I don't like you. But if you're already relatively attractive or at the very least normal, plastic surgery's bad. Don't do it. If you got a sixth finger, get that shit cut off. But if you got 5 fingers and you just want them to be prettier, you're stupid. What about BBLs? No more BBLs. You got a natural ass, work with what you got. Do some workouts to make it better, and like you stuck with your lot in life. No BBLs.
Like face, you know, when you work on your face. You know, stuff like that. It's the same thing. Just because it's funny because people on Twitter, they'll say something like, oh, she says she doesn't like this, so that means she wants them dead. No, I don't. Like, what the heck? Bro, do you think somebody like me that acts like me, do you think I would want someone dead? No, I would not. Like, bro.
Yeah, some are, but that's why I gave the example to him, Shadow Buster. If you got like a weird fucking nose, there's levels to it. If you just like think your nose is too fat or something, but nobody else thinks that, and you're the only one that does, how about just learn some fucking self-confidence? You don't need to surgically cut off parts of your nose for some self-confidence boosting. Now, if you've got like a Wicked Witch of the West long-ass green hook nose, okay, again, you're a monster. Get that shit fixed.
What makes you think I'd have something like that? I do support.
What about vestigial tail? Yes, get that cut off. Get that cut off. You're a human, not a reptile. You're a human, not a tadpole. Get a vestigial tail cut off. Again, you're a monster.
Restorative surgery, like, yeah, if you're like trying to, if it's something big like you have to fix, then.
What about Lay's potato bodies? Look, Lay's potato bodies need to use actual, real, hard, natural work to fix that. And if they can't, or if they're too lazy to do it, they just don't deserve love. They just don't deserve love. It's that simple. Same for dudes, mind you. This isn't just a woman thing. I'm an equal opportunity hater. If you are ugly, you don't deserve love. Put in the work to naturally not be ugly. Because you could take yourself from naturally ugly to naturally mid. Okay? You can do it. You can take yourself from... I'm being serious. Y'all are laughing, but I'm dead serious. You can take yourself from naturally ugly to naturally mid. Work out. Learn to be funny and charismatic. If you're a dude, wear a suit. Even a 2 out of 10 dude with some charisma and you know, some muscles, or at least not fat, can go from a 2 to like a high 4, low 5. Okay? You can get better looking without plastic surgery. Just put in the fucking hard work and learn to be funny. Watch some, or charismatic. Doesn't have to be funny, just be charismatic. Alright, watch some Charisma on Command on YouTube. And yes, become a buff potato. Exactly. And if you're not willing to put in the work, and you're a fat, slovenly loser piece of shit, male or female, you don't deserve to be loved. Not by other humans and not by God.
Yeah, that's natural. You gotta fix it. But, I mean, that's common sense. But if it's something like, you know, just trying to make yourself look prettier or more handsome or something, it's like, bro, come on. Actually, majority of the time, you would end up looking worse. So, it's like, dude.
By the way, y'all can clip every bit of that rant. I don't give a fuck. I stand by it. I stand by all of what I just said.
And the truth hurts, okay? The truth hurts.
What if you're cross-eyed? Get yourself... You don't have to get surgery to fix that. Get yourself a fucking eye patch. Get yourself a parrot and an eye patch. Walk around with one eye covered. You got a story to tell people. Make up a backstory as if you're a real-life D&D character. I am Throthgar. I owned a ship. We set sail for the new world. Whatever. Make up a story.
And that's usually how that ends up going. A 6-year-old started this nonsense. That explains a lot. Yes, they did. That's people using mod taxes against you. What you said, it was in good faith. Yeah, with no hate. Yeah, like, exactly.
She absolutely was in good faith. That's why all... And mind you guys, have you not seen me do the same? Have you not seen me react to videos and then halfway through be like, guys, I can't fucking do it anymore. I tried. I did. I really tried, but I can't do it. And I get off the reaction video. I don't like doing it. I do feel like it's disrespectful to the creator. But some creators, you could just disrespect them, dude. So, you don't need to respect every creator. Sometimes these dumb motherfuckers should be disrespected. Some shit just shouldn't be on the internet. That video that she was reacting to that caused all this shitstorm shouldn't have been on the internet because of that one line. I don't care if it was a 1-hour video and that was the only line like it in the video. That line didn't need to be there. That dude's retarded. That video didn't... Shame that man. And yes, Mad Hatter, there are some good-looking people that don't deserve love. That's true. There are good-looking people that don't deserve love. But I don't care. I'm worried about the ugly people. I'm more worried about a world infested with uggos. That's a more pressing problem, because there's more ugly people than there are good-looking people.
Twitter's home to people who overreact so much. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What up, LG? Male pronouns because as a robot, he should be genderless.
This kind of person didn't exist until you invented him 20 minutes ago.
Does that make him any less of a person?
I mean, kind of.
And this is my favorite part. Because they don't just say Sonic is political. They say Sonic has always been political. Remember at the beginning of this video when I talked about how the only way for these people to make this work is through historical revisionism? Well, we're here now. Kids who are 17 years old talking on Twitter like they knew the discussions we were having. What? What? Why'd she react like that?
Oh man.
Okay, do you know? Oh, you think she knows Ims? Is that what it is? She knows this person? Did I accidentally use a really great fucking tweet for this? Because I won't lie, if she knows this person, if she knows who she is, cool. Cool, I won't lie, this was a straight up accident. I was not pandering to Miia. This was a straight up accident. Awesome.
It's really funny when you get compared to Emsberry on Twitter. You're not Emsberry. You're no Emsberry. Oh, I'm definitely not Emsberry.
All right. I guess that answers my question.
I'll tell you that right now. I am not Emsberry. Why are you guys comparing me to Emsberry? I'm not talking about when it started. I'm talking about like yesterday. A lot of people were comparing me to Emsberry. I'm like, why do y'all compare me to Emsberry, bro?
I don't even know who this Imsberry person is, dude. I just saw this tweet. It looked like a dumbass tweet, so I threw it in the video. I just saw this tweet. I literally can't be in the Sonic community without being so out of place because of their minds on LGBTQ. Like, I just thought that the quoted part made for a dumbass thing that people would actually say.
I'm not trying to be Emsberry. I'm assuming she probably started a stream and talked about it with her fans, because like, I don't know how they're coming up with that conclusion. Probably because we're just both pink.
When she said why people compare me to Imsberry, I almost said that exact thing. Just because you're both pink. Could be wrong, she's a VTuber that's a huge Sonic fan. Maybe gets compared to her because people think pink equals the same. Yeah, there it is. Okay.
So, you don't need to be Emsberry yourself. Yeah, it gets annoying when you're compared to something.
I don't think so. I think that people compare me to Asmongold all the time in a very derogatory fashion. Asmon Silver, discount Asmongold. I love it. I think it's great. Keep bringing it on. Maybe it's different for a VTuber. I don't know. Maybe it's different for a VTuber. Yo, Hypno, shout out to Leon for hitting 10K. Amazing work. Thank you, brother. Thank you. I genuinely, truly could not have made it this far without you. Just working with you over the last 3 years has been legitimately a blessing. I'm not gonna be super gay, so I'll just end it with that. But you are such a huge part of it. So thank you, Hypno. Anyway, I don't know if it's different for VTubers, like maybe being compared from one VTuber to another is like taboo in their communities or whatnot. I don't give a fuck. I think that shit's awesome. Keep calling me Asmon Silver. But I ain't gonna take Asmon Bronze. I ain't no third place bitch.
And then I'm starting to be seen like that, but I'm not. I'm myself.
War Wizard, I hate you.
Stream by myself. I was inspired by Games Cage. And
we're still playing tonight? You good goddamn right we're still playing tonight. Yeah, me and Hypnotic over on his gaming channel and on my gaming channel. We're doing more Revenge of the Savage Planet tonight. Same time as always. 11:30 my time, 12:30 his time. Absolutely.
And, went on from there. It has nothing to do with trying to be like somebody else. As a Sonic fan, I've been a Sonic fan since before most of these people were probably born. By their own logic, it's my franchise because I was here first.
I want to roll that back because I might actually hold that opinion. Hold on.
as a Sonic fan, I've been a Sonic fan since before most of these people were probably born. By their own logic, it's my franchise because I was here first.
Based. Agreed. Correct. These fucking usurpers coming up in here with their queer-ass fucking trans flags in their bio. I've been playing Sonic the Hedgehog since I was an 11-year-old autistic kid in 2015. Go fuck yourself. Well, I'm playing Sonic the Hedgehog since Sonic 3, okay? Sonic 3. Genesis. If you were born after the Wii, shut the fuck up and know your place. You were lucky that we don't genocide you for kicks. You are worthless. This is ours. This is our toy. You broke it. Fuck you. What year was I born? 94.
Oh man.
Having on the pre-YouTube forums about Sonic Adventure 2 were like, or even dumber sentiments such as we were wrong for talking about the game the way we did back when it came out before they were even fucking born. As if in 2001 we were a bunch of cavemen who just invented the wheel, therefore couldn't possibly understand the modern day leftist political nuance that Sonic Adventure 2 was trying to convey to us.
I'm gonna be talking shit about you later, but I wanna do it right. So why don't you tell me your pronouns?
Oh man.
You blue-haired liberals, I don't have pronouns.
I was really hoping she'd like that one, boys. I was. Yeah, I played Sonic 1 on the Genesis as well, but my first Sonic game was Sonic 3. I retroactively went back and played 1 and 2. So, like, people that played Sonic 1 before me, you have even more ownership to it than I do. People, like, again, it's whoever was there first got that ownership. I consider myself an OG. I was playing on the Dreamcast. The Genesis. I mean, the Dreamcast as well. But if you were there before me, you have more ownership than I do. What they're doing is taking modern beliefs.
That is perfect. That is perfect, bro.
I'm so glad she liked that. She made it. I like that face. Let's go back. Yeah, look at that face right there. What they're doing is taking modern beliefs.
That is perfect. That
Hell
is
yeah.
perfect, bro. Oh man.
Projecting them backwards. Then what up, Zach? That was always the intent. They have gaslit themselves and God knows how many others.
I still love that video. Yeah,
this is
dude.
a fair and sometimes even factual analysis when it is nothing more than. She liked the "I'm not joking" clip. I bet she would. I good goddamn bet she would. Retroactive fan fiction. So here's a simple test. Take Sonic. Strip away everything except what actually exists in the games. Fasts, saves animals, defeats Eggman. Now ask yourself, where's the politics? Is saving animals inherently right-wing? Is there something about stopping Eggman that says vote Democrat?
What are you, retarded?
There isn't any. Unless you add it, interpret it, or force it.
Force
If
it.
we're being completely honest here, it's really only that last one. They force it.
Nope. Yeah, no, I'm done. I'm done.
You know what, Mia? Me too. And more people should be. Sonic was never political. What up, love it? These people just don't know how to stop projecting.
No. Y'all should subscribe to his channel. Let me send y'all the video. It definitely needs more views than that.
Thank you,
Actually,
Mia.
ridiculously
Thank you.
low. He's very funny. Very.
Yes! She called me funny, boys. She called me funny. I might have an in. She called me funny.
Funny.
Women love the comedian. All y'all out there, I'm just saying, women love a comedian. You could have a 6-pack abs and 9-inch dick. Women can get tired of you real fast if you can't make them laugh. Just saying. You always gotta make them laugh. Y'all wonder why Roger Rabbit bagged that baddie Jessica? Roger Rabbit bagged a baddie Jessica. Why? He makes her laugh. He makes her laugh. Learn to be funny, boys.
Let me send y'all his channel. Go check out his channel. That was a very good video. I love that he realizes it is forced like you did, yeah. I'm sure he knew that already.
LG, you are funny looking. I agree. LG is like what happens when you take Will Smith from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air era, but then you put him in the strip club. Like, he just sort of doesn't know what's going on, but he's good enough to fake it. He's just over there, like, rolling deception checks. He's not making nat 20s, but he's getting a good, solid, like, 15 roll, and he's got a +2 modifier.
Super underrated, yeah.
And I'm truly wondering if he even understands what I just said, because black people don't play D&D.
Hello, Lunar. Doing good. But anyways.
I think that's about it for reaction action. It's about time we go ahead and get...
Well, that was awesome. That was great. This is a link to her stream where she reacted to it. I don't know if she did a full video version of it. But there's a link, that way you can like her stream. You can sub to her if you haven't. Yeah. Very, very happy that she reacted to that. Again, she was the inspiration for that video. I've been wanting to make that video for over a year. I really had. Like, I'd had that idea for a video for well over a year. And I just never committed to it. And then what happened to her was absolute bullshit. And shout out to you guys in the Discord and in the chat for bringing my attention to it, because I probably would have missed that drama, if I'm being real. I probably would have missed that drama. So all of that culminated and coalesced in such a fantastic, organic way. So yeah. What happened to her was the catalyst I needed to get my ass into gear and actually make that video. No, I got you. That's what you look like Asmongold if you didn't lay out the crack. Okay, hold on. Meth. Black people do crack. White people do meth. If you're gonna insult me like that, I need you to do it right. But no, I appreciate you, brother. I do. You're awesome. Thank you. Can't be funny anymore because it's harassment of modern women. Nah, fuck it. Fuck it. Be funny. Fuck the consequences. I don't know if it's often, but all the One Piece BS makes me seem to make something. Hey, you should. You absolutely should. Thank you, love it. I appreciate you. Congrats on something well deserved. Nah, it's just the white people do crack. And to be fair, I'm after hanging out with New Black Street, I'm blacker than them, so maybe it is crack. Make yourself laugh if no one else. That's true. It's A-okay to laugh at your own jokes. Always, in fact, laugh at your own jokes. I'm white. I only take psychedelics like DMT and shrooms. I love psychedelics. My white cousin did crack. Fuck. A lot of white people out here doing crack. What? Man, we used to be a proper fucking country, dude. We used to be a proper fucking country. White people did meth. Black people did crack. What is up with this interracial drug addictions, these interracial drug use? When did it become acceptable for white people to do crack? This is bullshit. This is why I'm against anything interracial. Because white people are doing black people drugs and black people are doing white people drugs. I've seen black people talking about DMT. The fuck a black dude gonna know about DMT? Disgraceful. Disgraceful. Alrighty. We got one more video. I gotta be wrapping up in about 28 minutes. Because like I told y'all, I'm going to see the Mario movie. I'm gonna go see the goddamn Mario movie. So we got 28 minutes left. And it wouldn't be a lunch hour stream if we didn't watch some Leaflet. If we didn't watch some Leaflet. So we got a girl here.
Voter shock.
This is awful. Let's go.
After fast food minimum wage.
Pet Rocks for a 2-banger. Leon, are you glad I told you about Miia? I am. I absolutely am. You and so many others. So I was being tagged on X about her. It's all being put in the Discord. You and everybody else that turned me on to that. Thank you all so much. Truly appreciated.
Backfires? Oh, you mean the thing that, like, I've been saying about how minimum wage is a stupid idea? Oh, man.
Minimum wage hike for fast food workers is now set at $20 an hour. It was designed to help struggling employees, but a new study from
all you have to do is think about it. Think, this is so fucking stupid. Like, just think about it, okay? If you make it so that they have to pay people more when the job to them isn't worth that amount of money, the price of everything goes up.
I need y'all to explain to me. why a little cartoon anime girl with blue hair made of slime understands basic economics, but your fucking leftist douche canoe retard with a fucking degree from like Princeton doesn't get this. It's so fucking simple.
Because if they have to pay people more for jobs that aren't really making them the amount of like if the job doesn't generate the amount of money, but then they're forcing people to pay that, then how do they make that up? They increase the prices, which means that even though your wages went up, you have to pay more for everything. It's so
Elmer Lot for a two bangers is $20 an hour. Have fun with that, man. And you want to know the bitch of the bunch? Let's be real. Let's talk real for a moment instead of me just being a little jokey monkey dance Leon for you for a sec. Let's be real. Ever since McDonald's instituted those kiosks, and that's been around since way before AI. Ever since McDonald's introduced them kiosks, shit's way better. Shit's way better. I don't have to go fucking up to the counter and talk to some guy named Cody with dreads, with fucking star tattoos on his wrists, getting his fucking like dread shed all over me. If y'all are wondering why that's such a specific example, it's because it happened. And it happened over 10 years ago, and I still remember it. I remember walking into a McDonald's, seeing the kiosk, thinking, that's some dumb shit. I want to talk to a person. And that person was some 5'5" fat white boy named Cody with dreads down his back and tattoos all up on his hands, and he got his dread shed on me. Cody probably does work at Taco Bell now. Yeah, that is, I have used a kiosk at McDonald's every single time since.
so fucking obvious.
See, Santa Cruz suggests it may be doing the complete opposite.
How fucked up your dread shed gotta be that I remember the name on your name tag 10 years ago?
So a new study
You also create an automation incentive? Because people are like, well, you know that robot?
Sorry, guys. Sorry. PTSD kicking in. I just want a McDouble and now I need to order a side of Head and Shoulders.
That costs a lot of money, like up front, that I didn't have to buy because I could just pay people to do it. Well, maybe I'll just buy the robot now.
dropped, and it has reported what we all suspected it was going to prove
Like
out.
for instance, like let me look this up.
Yes, Harwood Nads. Nadia. I don't know why it's Harwood Nads. I know you're Nadia. Yes, Head and Shoulders. A McDouble with a side of Tresemme. Because of the dread shed. Yo, fuck that guy. It's been a decade. Use the kiosk at McDonald's. $15 an hour, $20 an hour. Fuck your $15 or $20 an hour. If you're gonna have dreads like that, sell drugs like a fucking adult. Go sell drugs like a fucking adult if you're gonna wear your hair like that.
Okay,
Damn, Leon, it's funny you're posting K. Ouch! My soul!
how much are those cat server robots? They're 16K. So the cat robots are 16K. You can also rent them. Dude, you can rent them for $500. So like if you rent one for $500 a month, like that's only 20 hours of work. It's way cheaper. What the fuck? Yeah, so what they're gonna do then is they're gonna pay like servers to like take the order.
Hypno, it was a justified rant. Fuck you.
And bus stuff, and then they're gonna pay the cat
Wait,
robot
what?
servers to like take the orders and bus stuff, and then
Bus stuff. Okay. Did anybody else hear butt stuff? I mean, I'm A-okay with Leaflet talking about butt stuff, but I'm just saying.
they're gonna pay the cat robot. They're just gonna buy a cat robot to bring people the food. It's already cheaper, yeah. So like, why do it? That's what I mean. Like the idea that you should be able to force people to pay like a certain thing because the idea.
Thank you. Everybody but Sevi heard butt stuff. I guess it takes someone with an accent to understand someone with an accent.
You should be able to force people to pay certain rates for stuff is so annoying. Like you're literally just forcing. You're picking and choosing like what you think is worth what, and you're leaving the government to do that. It's fucking awful.
California's $20 fast food wage has been an abject disaster for the state of California's fast food industry.
Wait, cat girl robots are a thing now? No, they're like, so it's like a cat robot. Like, let me see if I can find a video of it.
These things are so fucking cool, dude. Why Asia got all the great oh, right. Asia's got all the great shit because they don't have motherfuckers breaking in and stealing it or beating it up just for kicks. Y'all remember that robot? That robot that, like, did the tour across Canada, the hitchhiking robot? It wasn't even really a robot, by the way. It was, but it wasn't. Point is, it couldn't move on its own. They would pick it up. It like had a sign. It's like, hey, take me with you. And they would hitchhike. And people would just pick up this little robot in Canada, and they'd drive with it, and they'd drop it off somewhere. And then somebody, Johnny number 5. Yes, Johnny number 5. I think that's what it was called. I think you're correct. So after he made it all the way across Canada, just hitchhiking, this little poor defenseless ass fucking clanker, they decide, let's do the same thing with America. They start him in New York. I believe it was New York. By the time he's in Philly, they had kicked the shit out of him and destroyed him. Dude only made it, Lil Clanker Boy only made it from New York to Philly before these goddamn savages, these animals, broke my boy. That's why we can't have shit like this in America, bro. That's why we can't have shit like this in America. Look at that, that's adorable!
Dude, they're so cute. You get...
Runaway Vagabond with a 5-banger. Cat server robots sell here. They're like, oh, nope, you gotta scroll up. Shit, chat moved it. They're like 10K, or you can rent one at 500 a month. Thank you, Vagabond, for saying what she just said. No, I appreciate you, homie. Cheaper than paying a server at 30 an hour. That's true. That's cheaper than paying a server at 30. Well, actually, okay, so in all fairness, we pay servers like $1.92 an hour plus tips. So it might actually still be cheaper to use the server. But yeah, I get your point. Thank you for the 5-banger, homie. I appreciate you. You're a legend.
So, there's a lot of restaurants that have these now, and like I literally went to a restaurant last week that had one. And so what happens is they bring you the food, and then you take the food from them, and then you pet them on the head. And then they know that they're done, and then they nya at you, and then they leave.
That it's also had.
New York isn't real. New York isn't real. Like, we spend all this money on bombs, and we keep blowing up brown people in other countries, and there's brown people right in New York. Bro, 2 birds, 1 payload.
Really bad impacts on the rest of the state, which, by the way, has something like a $16.90 minimum wage statewide. And the reason for this is absolutely obvious. When you try to increase the price of labor, that ends up getting passed on to the consumer.
Yep.
A lot of restaurants have, again, low profit margins. And in addition to that, a lack of consumption of the product, this being a more expensive fast food, ends up leading to lower revenues.
There is no reason whatsoever that the goddamn cost of a meal at McDonald's should be more expensive than the steak I buy. But nice steaks, by the way. I'm talking New York strip for my carnivore diet. Like, oh, how are you going to be on the carnivore diet? It's so expensive. Bitch, you are paying $14 and change for a Big Mac. Fuck you. I'm paying like $12.99 for some goddamn New York strip.
Everything collapses. Price of labor goes up. Price of product goes up. People can't afford it anymore. People stop going to those places. Those places collapse. And then the surrounding area doesn't have the business anymore and just collapses everything. And then the city's not making the tax dollars from those people. It's like, it's just fucks everything up.
Has to go more and more to those higher wages, but it's actually significant.
Yeah, so, I don't know about Flatiron. Yeah, top sirloin's great. Top sirloin's great. I don't know. So, like, New York strip, because I don't grill since I live in an apartment. I don't grill. So, I do skillet. And, yeah, top sirloin's still good in a skillet. But if you want to take a nice, like, medium cut of steak and skillet cook it, New York strip is great. I don't think it's overrated at all. New York strip got a lot of good fat on it, baby. A lot of good fat.
Worse than that, because again, we see these policies being pushed across the nation, and what the data shows us time and time again is that if you want to help these—
Yes, Sevi, so many companies had to close. So, and really, this year is just a compound. This has been happening for several years now. New York is, they are under a stress test, and they are failing.
Workers, you should actually do the exact opposite of what California did. So this is what we're gonna...
Adams Regina for a 2-banger says, yo! Got nothing else to say, lol. Well, I appreciate you anyway. I forgot to play Vagabond Clip. So let me play both you and Vagabond Clip. Thank you so much. This is for you guys.
I'm loving the game. The game would absolutely get a pretty high score from me.
How many bananas?
A solid 8.5 incher for sure.
That's, I didn't, what? No.
And wouldn't it be nice to live together?
Shout out to both of y'all for the donos. I appreciate it. And you good goddamn right I like meat in my mouth. Death on a trikey.
We're going to talk about. This is what we're going to discuss.
Employees at Mod Pizza and Clovis are now saying corporate shut the store without notice, and they say the timing is suspect.
Yeah, Monty and Liz, both the employees who I spoke to actually wanted to remain anonymous, but they did tell me that if they knew that the minimum raise for fast food workers were going to come out like this, that they probably wouldn't have voted for the law.
So before...
No, fuck you. You get what you deserve. I didn't know it would end up like this. Well, maybe if you listen to Thomas Sowell for like 5 minutes instead of accusing him of just being a fucking coon, you would have known it would have ended up like this. So I hope you're homeless now. Ex-Starbucks employees that voted Democrat because they didn't know it would turn out like this. I hope you're homeless, and I hope your dog dies.
Before we get into the study, I wanted to cut back to this report because it's nearly 2 years old, coming out on April 3rd of 2024, right as the $20 minimum wage was coming into effect.
I fucking hate
and it
commies,
actually
bro.
has a reporter featured.
Commies are the worst.
Right there.
No matter how much you say you hate commies, Leaf, you don't hate them enough. You don't hate them enough.
Saying that the employees who...
Like, commie quangos are...
The dog? Yeah, the dog, Hypno. And here's why the dog. Because if these people work at Starbucks and they vote left and they didn't understand that this is what was going to happen to them, these are probably the type of people that made their dogs vegan. They feed their dog vegan food. So the dog's all emaciated and rib-caged and whatnot. Anyway, put the little barking motherfucker out of its misery. The dog, too. Dog gotta go. You didn't treat it right because you're a lefty commie.
Literally the worst. Like, they're actually my fucking enemy.
It's a mercy killing, guys. It's a mercy killing. Hashtag vegan dog.
These are like my arch enemies. They're so annoying.
Laid off suddenly, basically overnight, ended up telling her, well, if we knew the minimum wage increase on fast food jobs was going to result in us being fired, we likely would not have voted for that particular initiative because obviously it backfired in our faces. And the thing is, this is a perfect example of the lack of education on economics in our society, because
which is intentional.
Everybody will tell you that obviously this is going to have negative consequences, at least on the...
It's so fucking obvious. If you just sit down. This is the thing that drives me insane. Okay, so you're telling me that we pay these people to be the smart ones to make decisions. That's what we pay them.
Yup. Your tax dollars at work, baby. Tax dollars at work. America didn't invent bureaucracy, but we sure perfected it.
Them for. Right? We pay for politicians to, like, that's their entire job is to make sound decisions. You're telling me they sat down and they didn't even think about this for like 5 minutes? Because it's...
They did. It's so much more nefarious than that. They sat down, they thought about it, and they said, this will get us closer to our new world order, one world government, global homo agenda. And that's why they did it. We are paying for these people to make us a one world government where we will live in the pods, eat the bugs, and be happy.
Really all it takes to be like, oh, okay, I can see how that's bad. It's so fucking stupid, man. How is this
Korean Cowboy, while I understand what you're saying, if you're actually Korean, I don't want to hear it. Unless you guys start fucking and making babies, you aren't going to be a country in like 9 years.
Possible.
Margins, no studies except for fake ones from activist universities end up rejecting this, yet these people thought they were just going to be able to vote themselves into higher pay without any negative consequences.
But you know, it all makes sense if you think of it this way. in that commies think the only people that have value in business are the people that are making the thing. Like they think that the people who like literally make the pizza and the people who work at the cash register are the only people they're the only people that bring value to the business. They don't consider that the owner has value to the business and so does the manager. They just don't see this.
Right. And the commies want to kill these people. The commies want to guillotine the pizza store owner. Well, guess what? If you guillotine the pizza store owner, there's no more pizza store. Because the people cooking the pizza don't know how to run the pizza store. They just know how to put pepperoni on cheese and put in oven. That's not the same as running the fucking store.
They're incapable of like understanding that logistics and management actually bring value to companies. And so their idea is like, well, like, you know, the people who are making the pizza should get paid more. It's like,
and this is what happens when people don't believe in economics,
don't
understand what trade-offs actually are, and think vote for things that sound good will produce.
Y'all are too nice. Commies are retards. I hate commies. Here's the dealio. Your thoughts on commies better be the kind of shit that would get you debanked. I understand not saying it in the chat. In fact, I bet YouTube won't even let you say it in chat. But your internal inside feely part beliefs on commies better be the shit that would get you debanked.
Good result. I'm against bad things bad, good things be good. So if I vote for the gooder sounding things, things will be much gooder for me and my life.
Democracy
and now
is
I
a
don't have a
fucking
job,
mistake.
and I'm so confused by it.
So bad.
Kind of seemed, you know,
See, Randall got it right.
timing 2 weeks before all of the fast food
Universal
locations in
suffrage is
California
so
got
bad.
that increase that week.
Unreal.
That's what the former assistant manager of Mod Pizza is saying after its Clovis location is now closed. Empty.
It's like literally like, we're gonna increase the minimum wage, guys. And everyone's like, huh? More money? Really? And then they just vote for it. They're like, holy fuck. Bro, it's so stupid.
Personally, if they would have gone about it in a better way.
Explain going about it in a better way. Please. Like, step by step, give me your logic on how that would work. By the way, you're in California, so I know you can't do it.
Money for me?
I feel like I would have.
More money for everybody. Make money go
No, I saw your communist dumb cunt comment.
up bigger. Wow. They're so stupid.
Feel better about it, but
It's
just
holy fuck.
You can tell just from this guy's back and side profile. Hold on. Just from this guy's back and side profile, you can tell he's a hipster. You could tell he's a hipster. You could tell, like, oh, I do IT, but he does IT on, like, a 1998 PC because, you know, it's analog, so it's cooler. Yo, fuck this dude.
And all of a
How is this?
sudden, just, you know, the axe for everybody is really disheartening.
Both employees I spoke with wanted to remain anonymous because they say Mod Pizza.
War Wizard for a two-banger. Now we talking. Now we're talking, son. Free helicopter rides for commies. Bro, when we were in Florida, helicopter rides, $25 a person. Nah, son. Nah, commie like free shit. Free helicopter rides.
Made them sign a non-disclosure agreement. Both tell me they were completely in the dark until 2 days before their final shift.
So first of all, you guys know how I feel about the non-disclosure agreements. It seems rather weird for a fast food pizza chain in order to do that, and that precludes you from talking about you being fired and how upset you are for being fired. So I don't like that at all whatsoever. But again,
it's what you guys said, is that they don't have the ability to perceive like effects beyond first order. Right, so like, if you don't know what that means, basically, when it comes to cause and effect, your understanding of cause and effect, it's like what's a good way to explain this? It's like there's rippling effects.
Yeah, free skydiving, no parachutes. Sorry, the wealthy that you guys cut the heads off owned all the parachutes.
Beyond the first thing. So like, I'm trying to think of like a good one. Okay, let's say, sorry, I know what it is, but I'm trying to like describe like an easy situation of this, like an easier. Okay. So like, say you threw a baseball at someone's face and you hit him in the face. The first effect would be that
I'll do that to a commie.
You hit a dude in the face with a baseball, right? A secondary effect would be like, now their family is inconvenienced because they have to take care of the person like whose face you hit with a fucking baseball because they're in the hospital. And now they have to take care of all of those people. And then like another effect beyond that would be like, now the
El Mervat for a 2-banger. 3 snip snip for the commies. Save human bloodlines. Based. Again, God Emperor Leon. God Emperor Leon. You are allowed to be a communist. But mandatory snips. Absolutely. Yep, mandatory snips and mandatory tied tubes. And you ain't ever allowed to undo it. You're not a tranny. We're not cutting your cock off. We're just making sure that you can't have children.
Because the family is doing that, say like the dad of that person, of the person who got hit with a baseball, is taking care of them, which took him away from coaching the girls' soccer team. And then now, because of that, the girls' soccer team has no coach. They lose. Like, they lose, like, the championship.
Good. Girls don't need to be playing sports anyway. They're bad at it.
Or whatever. It's like that. Does that make sense? Like, it's basically like a chain of effect of like of things happening, and most people can't see beyond I threw a baseball at a person's face. They can't understand the cascade, the cascading rippling effect, the chain reaction of effects that occur because of that thing.
This guy's like upset. He's like, oh, I wish it would have shook out differently. I wish things would have worked out better. And by the way, this was one of 27 stores that closed in the state of California all around the same time. Again, right before the minimum wage ended up kicking in. And this is because
these people don't know why farmers are still a thing when you could just go to the grocery store.
Yo, one of you guys in chat already said that. Good job on beating Leaflet's chat.
Okay, I don't know if that's true. Like, that's a little too crazy. I don't know, maybe. You might.
No, love it. Girls can't play sports. Girls can play games that kind of resemble sports that nobody wants to fucking watch.
Might be right.
Restaurants typically have low profit margins, even though you're part of a big franchise like McDonald's or Burger King or whatever.
Who the fuck
a lot
is
of times
Leaflet?
these are owned by franchise owners, so they don't have the big corporate profits of big corporate McDonald's. Stay corporate a lot, and then it makes it okay to pass these stupid policies that actually negatively impact the workers that are supposed to benefit from them. And yeah, this was totally predictable. It was totally understandable that this was likely to happen. People were warned about this time and time again, but it actually ends up proving out to be significantly worse when we have this new study. But just for a moment, I want to throw out this thought experiment for you guys out there in the audience so you could really understand how everybody understands, at least at a certain point, that the minimum wage being raised to a certain level will obviously...
Wait, look up the percentage of the U.S. population that think chocolate... Wait, no.
No.
That's not real. That's not real.
I see this statistic all the time, and I have to believe it's fake, right? I have to believe it's fake. These are people just trolling the pollsters. It's gotta be. It's gotta be, dude.
No way. According to a study commissioned by the Innovation Center for You.
I love how her fucking right eye is just wigging out right now. Like she's just perma-wincing. I know her model is doing that because of you know, the tracking and whatnot. But by God, it's perfect right now.
U.S. dairy, 7% of American adults believe chocolate milk comes from brown cows.
Deport them. Deport them. But Leon, they're Americans. They're white. I don't fucking care. If you're white and you believe that chocolate milk comes from brown cows, go to Hoingy Boingy Poland land or Finland or wherever all the other dumb white people are that can't speak a real proper language. Deport them there. I don't care.
And 48% don't know where chocolate milk comes from. Only 45% of people gave the correct answer.
The obvious answer is that it comes from chocolate rabbits, you dumbasses. It's right there on the box. The Nesquik rabbit. It's right there.
That it's just regular milk with chocolate. This can't be real. There's no way. How is this possible?
Have negative consequences, because this one was $20 for fast food workers, and we're seeing all this backlash. But a lot of people don't think that sounds like a lot. They're like, California's really expensive. That wage is definitely worth it. But what if it were $100? What if it were $1,000? Like, obviously, you got to get at some point in time that if you're raising the cost of the minimum wage, you're going.
Molly, don't question it. Just drink that boy rabbit bussy chocolate milk.
Going to end up with less.
Have you guys seen the videos, like the street
boy rabbit bussy milk, Molly?
Videos where they ask people like basic questions? Like they're like they ask like where is the Queen of England from? Like what country? And they're like, I don't know.
It's employment because people are not.
And that, Molly, is the revenge for the armpit comment earlier. Now we're even.
Not going to be able to afford minimum. It's like, obviously you got to get at some point in time that if you're raising the cost of the minimum wage, you're going to end up with less employment because people are not going to be able to afford to pay that. Usually we understand that. Usually we can get on board with that. But for whatever reason, this is really confusing.
No, Catzilla, we call them, or sorry, no, Michael, we call them people of color. Same as what you're saying, but we don't put the unnecessary fucking you in there. We spell it correctly.
Especially on what people think is on the margins in terms of this policy, as minimum wage increases, whenever they're put on a ballot initiative, almost always pass, again, no matter what state, essentially, that it's put in.
Before the wage increase, they had a certain amount of hours. They're going to end up with the same check because their hours are severely decreased.
It's survival.
Who could have foreseen this?
I am shocked. Shocked. Well, not that shocked.
Mode. We continue to read and see in real time, owners that are upgrading, they're getting kiosks, they're not having people work as many.
Yeah, because if you think about it, right, the business sets their prices according to what they can make, what they can make. Like they have like a profit analysis, right? It might be a little bit different for like a franchise place because franchise places have like kind of set prices a lot of the time. They usually fix that.
No, even franchise places don't have set prices. McDonald's where I live in the Midwest is not the same as McDonald's in like fucking New York or Texas. So even that's not the case.
By disallowing certain deals in their app and stuff like that. But anyway, they kind of set prices according to how much money it costs them to do the thing. So like if you just make it cost more to produce the thing, then they have to increase the price, obviously.
Hours,
it's so obvious.
People aren't getting overtime. People aren't expanding in the state of California.
Now again, I told you that there were warnings well in advance of the minimum wage increase where people talked about reduction in hours, raises in prices, stores closing, a switch to automation, and it turns out all of those warnings that were given before the minimum wage increase that again California Democrats were oh so proud of ended up coming to fruition. They ended up happening exactly as predicted, and by the way, even some other consequences that were predicted but not as well advertised also ended up happening, because what ends up happening in a state where you take a job that pretty much anyone can do, I'm not saying that it can't be difficult or people who are in fast food don't work hard, but it is considered low skilled work because you can easily
replace the person, for a reason.
Yeah. I mean, again, most of these fast food places are
like a low skill job just means like it's like the cost of replacing the person is like really low. Like
no, that's not what it means. I mean, on paper that's what it means. What it actually means is that you can find any retard that just shit out on the street by some dumbass crack whore mom, and they could press fucking buttons. That's what it means. And yeah, I see it's 3:30. I'm gonna go for like another 8 minutes. Because we didn't get super far into this video. I'll probably have to cut early, but I'm gonna go for like another 8 minutes. I'll cut it at 3:40.
You can take another person and just
I
like
appreciate you guys,
immediately train them into like
that,
that job.
Essentially fast food assembly lines, not actually restaurants, is that you get an increase in applications when you artificially increase the wages. So what we end up seeing is not only that there are fewer positions, and by the way, there's reduced hours in those positions, but the higher wage ends up drawing in significantly more applicants. So people who used to get this as their first job because it wasn't very competitive in order to do so are now competing with a huge portion of the population.
Correct. When I was 16, my first job was Waffle House. That is retarded. That is retarded. They really looked at my skinny, wiry, lanky-ass high school body and thought, we're going to basically hire you to be a bouncer that makes waffles. Insane. But you can't do that now. You can't do that now.
That otherwise would not be interested in this. And by the way, many of those people have significantly more experience. So what ends up happening is people who would use this as their first job, their stepping stone to get in the labor market.
It cooks everybody. Everybody that is like lower, it's disproportionately worse if you're lower skill, is what he's saying, which is, it totally tracks. That the people who are the worse off, they get cooked the most.
to prove that they have skills, to prove that they could show up on time, to prove that they're reliable in order to get other jobs, are actually being priced out of the market by their wage, and they're being outcompeted for fewer and fewer positions. In addition to that, because the statewide minimum wage is $16.90, there's a bunch of places that are having trouble hiring people due to the fact that the fast food work, which is much easier in a lot of regards, is paying significantly more as prescribed by law. So essentially, you're in a situation where it's artificially forcing up wages and thus prices.
Like, it's not hard to put fries in the bag.
And by the way,
you know what I mean?
this is not surprising. Again,
well, I'm not saying that it's not like laborious to do it, but like difficulty, as in like difficulty of task is not hard.
Unions advocate for an increase in the minimum wage, and the reason they do this, even though their workers make well above,
it's still obviously hard work to do it. Like for people that do work hard in that, it's obviously still
it's not that the work is hard, it's that the scale of the work is hard. Like, putting fries in a bag is not difficult. Putting fries in a bag while you're standing on your feet for fucking 12 hours with next to no days off consecutively over and over is mentally and physically straining, even if the job itself isn't in short intervals.
It's still work. It's still physical work, but it's just not, it doesn't require much like...
Yeah, my first job was Arby's when I was 17. Make kids' jobs great again. 14-year-olds in the workplace. For real. I'm not even joking. We'll end the reaction here because I do have to go soon. Unfortunately, I didn't want to cut it early, but it is what it is. I'll still put it in the chat. That way you guys can give some love, give Leaflet love, because I adore that bitch. But yes, 14-year-olds in the workplace. Make it so. Teach these little bastards some responsibility as soon as possible. Put some money in their fucking pocket. Get that goddamn economy going. 14-year-olds working. That's how you do that shit. I had a job when I was 16. I won one earlier than that. Really, I had a job earlier than that if you count, like, mowing lawns and stuff. Mowing lawns, washing cars for, like, you know, people in the neighborhood. Because I lived in a small town growing up, so everybody knew everybody. We'd go mow their lawn, wash their car. I was getting pocket money then. You put a fucking freshman in a high school in a goddamn fast food place, and you make them flip burgers and learn how taxation works, they're going to learn real goddamn quick that taxation is theft. They're going to learn real goddamn quick that taxation is theft. You start putting 14-year-olds in the workplace, and you're going to get a whole lot of right-wingers. Whole lot of libertarians. No one's paying, $20 a bottle for blue hair dye when Big Daddy government is taking half their paycheck. Mandatory 14-year-olds working. That's what we're going to end on. We're going to end with that. Mandatory 14-year-olds in fast food places. With that being said, I gotta go. Mia's live. We will raid Miia. After what she did for me, we will absolutely raid Miia. Guys, quick announcements. I didn't do a video today because I wanted that Sonic video I did to sort of keep generating views. So obviously I'll be back with a video tomorrow. I am going to be doing more of these long-form edited videos. That is kind of a resolution that I want to do for the channel. I'm going to try and do a minimum of 2 a month. They are very difficult to do. Not difficult, but they're time-consuming to do. But you guys seem to like those. I like the process of making them. So yeah, we're going to do more of those. Obviously, we'll do more, keep doing stream clips, keep doing reactions. So we'll see. But videos nearly every day, streams still every day. We're going to do a 10K celebration. A 10K celebration for Neon Leon on Friday. So keep that in mind. We're going to be doing shirt giveaways, all sorts of stuff. And I will see you guys tomorrow for the lunch hour. We'll obviously do the long lunch hour like normal. And there's no fan rant Thursday tomorrow, so maybe I can do a long version. Either way, everyone stick around. We're going to raid Miia. She gave me so much love yesterday. She did so much for me. I truly credit her and you guys for really pushing us over that 10K hump. So at least stick around long enough to say Words of Paradise raid, Vital Idol raid, whatever you want to say in her comments. Tell her that. Give her love from me. Thank you so much to everybody that donated. It means the absolute world to me. Truly appreciate you. Now, let's go. Deuces.